What's going on, you guys, and welcome to another week of The Shattered Throne, episode 15. Can you believe it? We made it 15 episodes. Um, I love it. I love it. I'm so glad. I'm so thankful for you guys who are watching our content, who are showing us. Thank you guys so much. And thank you, players, for continually coming on this adventure with me. Let's go ahead and say hi, and then I'll give a little recap, and then we'll talk through some things. Some clerical housekeeping.
I am Mojo, and I play Shonen Gold, a human barbarian young man.
I am Fritos, and I play Raven Falcor. He's a druid half-elf bartender.
I am Taxstallion, and I'll be playing Tydox. He is the gnome artificer.
And I am Captain Erta.
He's French now.
French Captain.
Oui, oui.
I like it. Oui,
Oui.
He gets around the elves a little bit. Now he's all
Yeah.
sophisticated.
Hey, Captain Earth has sticky fingers from the pancake that he was eating. So
It's a great.
He lost,
really,
his
really thin
he lost his captainhood too. So he's no
I
longer
never lose my
captain.
Captain Hood. I'm still Captain Earth with sticky fingers. Squirt, come here, boy.
Don't talk to my turtle like that.
No, I'm just 90.
Oh no,
Uh-oh.
Zora.
No,
Sorry if I think you're cut
Uh-oh.
now.
There we
Oh,
go.
there. Go back.
you're back. You're back. Go.
Am I cutting up? Okay. I'm Zorphius. I'm Jared. Before I lose connection again.
Wow.
I
Those
love
are
it. I
eventful
love
2
it.
minutes. Tell you what.
Wait, I know he started just cutting all of a sudden, but he's there. Where Zorphius is here, and I am Matty Ice. I get to be the amazing and wonderful DM of this incredible group of pretty crazy individuals. Speaking of crazy, the last session, you guys had gotten to what seemed to be an empty, docile workshop after almost getting slayed and murdered by a bunch of snow people. As you guys had gone in, you guys had noticed some really creepy, evil things inside this workshop. A group of what looked to be malnourished, smaller elves inside a pile. You guys then found that you guys were not the only people there. You guys began to start doing some research, trying to do some espionage, trying to figure out what was going on at this factory when you guys heard the sound of gnawing teeth, some scraping, where you guys met the creepy, crawly Krampus. After a very hard fought fight in the dark for most of it, Show decided to do some crazy shenanigans, climbing the tree and punching a hole, creating a light as snow fell through. He people's elbowed through the freaking center of the house, bringing most of the roof down, but more importantly, bringing about the light when all things felt like they could come to an end, as this was, like I said, a very hard fought fight where they used the sunlight again back to where they used it for the brood mothers, coming back full circle here in this moment to kill Krampus. And then they kind of saw what happened, the horrific things that the elves kind of went through, being overworked by the toy maker, not Santa Claus, but the toy maker, and all the things that he did to kind of keep the elves there. They summoned a demon to kind of get rid of their problems. It's a really kind of dark, fucked up thing that happened, to be honest. And so they then searched around the workshop as any good adventurers would do. They looted the place till it was dry, pretty much, and got a whole bunch of new magic weapons and magic items that we have spent a little bit of time deliberating on. And before we get to it, they started to head north. And in the horizon, they saw a gigantic tree, only to be thought of as the world tree, where elves found their beginnings, where they began to come to this earth, was from the world tree. They saw it in the distance and headed north. And on the way north, what'd you guys do? You guys had 2 days of traveling in the beating of the snow as it was coming down. As you traveled with Squirt, not Skirt,
Skirt, skirt.
with Squirt as you guys are going. What it? We'll start. I'll go kind of in a circle. I'm gonna ask you guys. We're gonna fast forward a little bit. Two days have gone by, and then you guys begin to see the start of Andariel. So in these last 2 days on Squirt, it was a treacherous journey.
Yep.
Delta joined. Perfect timing.
Wicked hangover.
Perfect. Love it. Welcome. Will you be joining us? We're in the middle of recording.
Demonetized.
Oh yeah, demonetized. There we go.
We're past a minute. I think we're fine.
Yeah. We're good.
I'm cool with it. Just get started. Get ready.
Jump in, homie.
Welcome, and I'll tell you kind of where you've been at too. You're not with the party right now. It's good to know, but they will be looking for you. Anyways, as we continue on, we're gonna go the last 2 days. What have you guys been up to? We'll start with Raven.
Oh, I am continuing to read some arcane books to nobody else's knowing, trying to figure out if I can brew a cocktail for whatever this thing is that's keeping our hearts pulled together. So I'm just kind of sitting in the corner of, I assume we're in like a wagon or something. Just
Go ahead and roll an Arcana.
all right.
First roll of the night.
13.
13. So with a 13, you have been looking into these texts. You don't find much information on this kind of magic outside of the clues that you guys already know. The biggest one is that this is some sort of abyssal magic. Now, again, I always have to say this because some people, when they use divine good and sense or divine thing, is to see whether something is celestial or abyssal. It's never about morality. It is never good versus evil. It is always about celestial versus abyssal. So just because it's abyssal does not mean that it is bad magic. Okay, so just so you guys are well aware of it, you do know that one thing is true. You've begun to research this abyssal magic and trying to find out what it is. Your clues are left somewhat unanswered, but you begin to feel like it'd probably be better to talk to somebody who would know something about dark arts. There's a lot of information about the dark arts. This magic is dark arts, or stuff like that. And an expert in some sort of dark arts magic would definitely help you, or another book specifically about dark arts, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anything else in the last 2 days outside of reading?
I'm like exhausted. I'm peopled out, and so I've kind of figured out that my ugly sweater keeps people away from bothering me all the time. So we've had a busy couple days, so I'm just kind of sneaking in cat naps whenever I can.
Perfect. Absolutely. Yeah, and you are rocking a new ugly festive sweater. If you guys didn't see that episode, make sure you look at it. Captain
on the
Erd.
sweater.
This time with a real sweater.
Yeah.
First mate.
Yeah. First Mate Ert, I think, is actually very accurate
Nope.
to the ending of the last one.
Inaccurate.
As Show
I
has
shouldn't be responding to first mate Ert.
has begun to take your captainhood rightfully from you, I feel like. But Ert, what have you been doing the last 2 days?
We're riding on Squirt, right?
Yep.
I have a question. Can I have conversation in private on Ert? Is Ert on Squirt? Is he
Aren't you
big
the
enough?
only one that speaks to Ert?
Yeah,
You
but I
are-
don't want to. No, I am
you-
Ert to
I
Squirt.
have
You
a
are.
spiritual connection with
Alright,
Ur. I
a
just
squirt.
want to a skirt, not with Ur. Ew.
You,
Yeah.
you can talk to him while we're
Yes.
going on a pee break or something.
Yeah.
You
You just don't want
do-
us to know that you're trying to talk to him. I got it. Okay.
No.
Right.
I want to talk to I don't want to talk to Squirt in private. I want to talk to Tydox in private.
Okay, you can do either. Just so
Yeah.
you
I didn't
know,
know if that was
I
possible.
know everyone kind of roasted you a little bit, but you can certainly talk to Squirt at any moment because you are the only person that speaks Draconic. As much as Show wants to know about it, like we have established that he doesn't know really what he's saying, but he's kind of just there. He feels it, right? So
Vibe.
any
Bop-a-da-boopy.
conversation that you want to have happened, certainly we can role play it as well too. So if you guys want to have that moment, what would you say to Tydox in this moment?
Well, so well, let me should I role play it and then
Hell yeah, dude. Send
okay,
it.
okay. Well then I'm gonna say then I'll Ert's gonna to kind of go over to Tydox. He notices that Tydox is kind of tinkering away, and
Missed it.
hey Tydox,
Yes.
can I talk to you just for a second, a little bit
Uh,
further away
um,
from the.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
And then I'm kind of getting a little bit closer, and I like lean just a little bit, and I was like, look, back then when we were fighting that Krampus, and we had and I used my divine sense, I noticed a couple of things. Jared has a lot of abyssal energy, the same that's in our hearts. I don't know if that means anything or means anything to you, but just
Well,
something that I noticed.
The nature of the abyssal magic isn't necessarily tied to one's intent. So as far as I don't really trust Jared entirely, like I trust you guys, but that in itself isn't something that would make me distrust him. For all we know, Yosef sent him because he is able to help us maybe prolong or use the magic and the spell that he put in our hearts maliciously to control us. Maybe it could be there. I just is yet to be seen. Needs more time to develop and more data gathered.
I agree. I don't really have. It's just something I guess to keep in mind.
Well, thank you for telling me that. Is there anything else?
This is there any way you can put this magic ball into my sword somehow?
I-
The crystal ball.
Uh.
I
That is
will.
such a peak. That's so peak. Like,
I just put.
it's so funny.
And he takes like, because this is like a sizable orb, right?
Yeah, it is.
very-
It's pretty
it's very
chonky.
It looks small for Ert, but
In
Tydox is
Tydox's hands, it's huge.
I'm like, ugh. and I'm tinkering away with like some tiny things, and he's just like gonna hand
like
me
this
this
giant
big old-
orb.
I'm like, yes, yes. I will start with the orb, and I will take it, and it will be here, and you hear it like thud with.
Well, yeah. And I'll hand Tydox the magic orb just to see. Just
And
see if he can do
after-
anything with it.
After I've identified what really could be done with it, if there is a way to imbue it or at least modify, then I will start working on that.
Roll a straight intelligence roll.
Oh, okay. you were gonna say strength, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, it just
My
drops
fucking
in and
table's
shatters.
gone.
Also, keep in mind you are on top of a turtle, and you just set a sphere down on the ground.
That sounds
So,
like- okay. Straight intelligence.
yeah.
Okay.
Does that mean
sweet.
you don't count
For me?
any of your plus
So-
in there?
Yeah,
You can.
I
You're
got plus-
yeah, you have a +5, and
I'm a
you
plus
wouldn't
5.
be. Yeah, so that's
So
all
I'm-
you would
I'm
roll.
at a-
You wouldn't roll
Okay,
like your
I'm at a-
proficiency or anything. It's just that +5.
19.
19. So with the 19, this is a very strange request. Imbuing some
Yes.
unknown, well, like imbuing some unknown magic, because you don't really know how the orb works yet. All you know about the orb is that what happens is when you guys have gotten close to the magic items that you've been looking for on your quest, that it begins to glow, and it glows faster and more clear the closer you guys are to that object. So you're not sure how it works, and the idea of just like jamming it into a sword is crazy. But with a 19, you feel like you kind of understand a little bit about like the mechanics of it, but like you're like, okay, the concept of it makes perfect sense to you. With a 19 though, you're like, the how, like how like can I jam this in? You're like, okay, well maybe if I knew more about the crystal ball itself, maybe I could kind of transfer the magic to the sword almost, and then the sword itself would glow. But as far as like, it itself, the concept makes sense, but also you're like, I don't fucking know at all what
Yeah.
what I would do with it.
I'm a smart guy, but this
yeah.
is a round peg in a square hole.
Yeah, that is exactly. It is a crazy concept to think about, as you have been given to see. Tydox, is there anything that you would do in the next? Or if there's anything else, just let me know. But
I think that was it. I'd probably, I guess. Oh, I guess last thing after, would Tydox hold on to the spear in my sword, or would he just kind of say?
I am telling you that I will not be. I don't need the sword at this moment. I need to analyze the orb, first, and then maybe decide. Because I mean, after we figure that out, then we could put it into realistically whatever we want, or siphon it. Probably more apt terminology to do some other things. But yes, you keep your sword because it's also a giant sword.
Because I'm holding it out just casually like this, and it's like twice or 3 times the size of.
Yeah.
Can you do
Just
something
like,
with it?
here, hold this.
Yeah.
Get that away from me. Also, if you were to like draw your sword, I think Tydox would flinch because you've hit him with that at least twice.
I remember like, can't do anything with this, and Calmer just doesn't realize, and he's
Yeah,
eh,
because he's
It's a big
puts
old
the thing
dragon
down
lizard.
and then he's like, oh.
yeah. Well, I just thought I'd ask, and then I'll just go ahead and put the sword back, and then I'll probably ride back up to the front of Squirt and just kind of chill up front, like by his neck area.
yeah, you get up there.
They're just like,
and-
hey, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
You want some jerky? I've enjoyed some jerky in the sun.
And,
Jared's just so nice, just sitting there staring at you. No, perfectly. You get up.
Else
You get
we'll
up
be
to the
back in a
front.
second. FYI.
Yeah, perfect. You get back up to the front, and you notice Elizabeth. Obviously, she's here as well.
Mhm.
She kind of like crouches back into you. Keep in mind though, with the nature of your relationship, she has grown more fond of you, but also like she is terrified of dragons. Like,
Mhm.
she's witnessed a dragon like, scourge her earth. Like, she's seen the ramifications of, dragon attacks as she's like been in medical. And so you still feel her being hesitant towards you.
Mhm.
But she does lean kind of closer to you, and she looks up at you and she says, I don't mean to be more of a bother, but what do you all plan to do with me as we get turned around? I mean, I'm forever thankful for you saving me, but do I just stay here or? And she says this to you.
Okay, she said, well then,
Ert,
um,
as you
and
get
then
back to her.
Captain Ert would probably look down at her and be, well, first things first, we got to take care of you, make sure you're actually well and ready. It definitely wouldn't hurt to have you around. It's nice having you around, but we are going on a dangerous path, so I guess we can go multiple ways, but at the end of the day, it's up to you if you want to stay in Andariel or go back home or stick with
Ah.
us. I'll protect you if you stick with us, but like I said, it will be a dangerous road ahead.
Well,
You better watch the show. Well, beat your ass, boy.
um, uh, well, as far as home goes,
Oh yeah, we burned it.
she just goes blank in the eyes as you say that. And she's like, I'm not sure that's really much of an option now. But uh, your mission does seem rather dangerous. I have some sort of healing spells, or I'm not sure if you're familiar with magic, but small things that I've learned, and she starts like kind of bending the weave in front of your face.
What does that mean?
So the weave of magic. This world itself is low magic itself.
Oh,
So
like
you
picking literal fibers from
of
and
the
like kind of
earth. Yeah.
they
So
do them. Yeah.
she basically begins to describe to you, how magic kind of works through her eyes.
Mhm.
She's able to see magic differently than most people. Like Tydox has magic, Jared has magic, Raven has magic, but their magic itself is different. I'll let you roll an Arcana if you want to kind of see what she's doing, but you know,
I guess. I mean, I don't. I guess I want
or
to.
to understand it a little
Yeah, I was
better.
gonna say to understand it. Would it still be Arcana to see how much I
Yeah,
understand? Okay.
yeah. You can definitely see that she's doing something weird with her hands as she's describing to you what the weave is.
Hmm.
Um,
It's
you know,
just a straight 20, right? And then whatever my.
yeah, and you should have a +1 to your
Oh, I
Arcana.
got a 7, so.
So you don't really. I will tell you, you do see it. It's not very thing, but you have no idea what she's talking about. You
Mhm.
do see that she's basically, what you would see is like the air in front of you. Imagine that she basically is like pulling strings from the air itself. Uh, her connection to the weave of magic is unlike anything you've ever seen before. And for the first time in your entire life, did you notice that there is the weave that just floats around uh, in all of space and time, basically? You begin to start noticing it. It's dark at this point as she's talking to you. The stars are out. Snow is slightly falling. You guys are, in this, these trees, and you're walking through all this stuff. You notice for the first time, like, there's more to this air than anything else with a
Mhm.
7, but you have no concept of what that means. Your eyes have suddenly just noticed for the first time what's in front of you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, she's playing with it. She's like drawing things with it, and basically talking to you about, she's always, I've always seemed to have seen this before. It's how I actually can do magic and heal people. I thought my gifts would be good as a doctor, but I couldn't even save that village. She like looks down, and now it's all on fire. Those damned rabbits. I can still hear them in my nightmares.
And I said, and then that's what I'd probably say. Look, in my line of work, you see many things go, you see many things come. You can't save everyone, you can't save them all. Sometimes you can't even save one. You just have to keep going and keep pushing forward. Let the chaos. No.
Jeez.
Sheesh. Attack on Titan reference right
Don't
there.
worry, I'll protect you if you come with us. In my
Yeah.
line of work, sometimes people die and you just fucking move on.
Sometimes
No matter what.
Move on.
Sometimes I kill him myself.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
As reassuring as this is, you see her go silent, and the weave around her goes back to normal, um, and she just kind of looks off to the side as you guys continue going in silence. Unless there's anything else that you want to do, I'm going to move on to Tydox.
Gucci. Just kind of vibing.
Tydox, outside of this interaction that you have with Ert, what else did you do in those last 2 days?
Made a triangle.
I would have tried to identify as many of the things as possible so that we can have more information and possibly try to prepare ourselves a little bit for the next round of shenanigans.
Yeah.
The toy maker's hammer would have been the first thing, because that probably would have. Tydox is thinking that would have helped him the most. So like, if we get the tool to help tinkering, we're gonna help tinker it, right?
Yeah.
So after.
So, yeah, you give me a list, and I will tell you what
Okay.
Artie, your computer, tells you.
Yeah.
So, toy maker's hammer. I'll start there.
Yep, that'll be perfect.
Yes, Tydox. Seems to, though, this toy maker's hammer allows you to mend things that are broken instantly. While as normally the cantrip takes a minute, this hammer itself instantly mends things. Small objects, of course. As far as large objects go, once per long rest, this can instantly fix one object of your choosing without the uses of resources. Very helpful hammer. It's a little funny looking. I hope whoever needed it doesn't need it anymore.
And so the next thing would be the snow globe.
Ah, yes. Snow globe. Give it a shake and gain the effects of a long rest. This can be used up to. Looks like there's a charge to it. 5 times before it shatters into a pile of snow.
Love snow.
And that is for you and the party. It basically, you'll find out when you first do it. I won't tell you what happens, but you'll find out when you first do it. So you can basically choose up to 6 people in total.
6
and 6 creatures in total.
6 creatures, and I can do that 5 times.
Yeah. 5 times total, and it breaks. So.
Yeah. Okay. So. Yes. Okay. I think I got it.
Okay. Anything
2,
else?
6. This and he looks at this dagger, the candy cane dagger.
A very sharp dagger it is. It looks like if you were to hit a creature, they would freeze on a failed Constitution saving throw. A creature who's frozen gains the restrained and incapacitated condition and must be thawed out. To be thawed out, another creature must use fire or a strength check to free thawed out creature. In other words,
yes.
So every time you hit somebody with this dagger, it freezes them if they fail a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
So
can you be that my sword?
a creature that is They basically have the peppermint effect, which freezes them, which gains the restrain, and they're incapacitated, meaning they can't move. And the restrain means you get advantage on them. So basically, they can't take actions or reactions or anything like that if they're frozen. And the thawed condition, this is how they get out of it. So they themselves can't do it, but somebody else has to either break them out or use some sort of fire to break them out. So,
Okay.
very helpful dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy strong stuff.
Right?
You guys haven't gotten like any magic items like this entire campaign. We're on like season 15, so
Yeah. Episode 15, and
yeah, episode
just
15.
finding some cool weird stuff that's like got a niche property.
And I've created. I told all of the party beforehand, but just for you viewers, I created all these. Some of them may be broken, but like, shut up, who cares? Like, it's fun.
Yeah, nerds this is our show.
Yeah, yeah, nerds. No one's even gonna watch this, so it's fine.
Hey,
I've seen
someday.
the YouTube algorithm.
I've seen the algorithm. Okay. So
Same.
then, continuing on with the snow themed things, the Book of New Toys.
This is not a magic item. This book itself
Okay.
just has blueprints for different, just different stuff. So identify wouldn't actually give you any sort of thing. It basically just tells you, no, it looks like a book of new toys. So,
It's a book. Use your eyeballs to read.
Yeah,
A book.
it
And
is
then,
a book of new toys. There's a bunch of new toys in there. Some of the things you see are like the equivalent of like an iPad, stuff like
Nice.
that you have no idea what these are. You're like, cool. Kids nowadays want all sorts of nonsense, and so you're like, for my parents in the room, you definitely know they want just random things nowadays you can't afford anymore. So you're like, okay, thanks. And so the toy maker, Mount Santa, had some blueprints of the new toys that are on the market.
Oh,
So
brother,
then,
that guy stinks.
Yeah, cool magic items. Funny little blueprint. My bad. Sorry.
That's okay. That's fine. The next one would be Mimir's ring.
Okay. Yes. This is another magic item. This appears to be the Dropnia Spear. It poofs into a sphere when you unlock the button, and then you can throw it, and it comes back to you. Basically, it turns back into a thing. So you can throw it, and then basically recall it back. So it is pretty cool. There's a couple
It
other
is
things that it
really cool.
does, but I'll write it out. It's the only one I don't have immediately right into my hands that I can just like scroll to and be like, oh, this is it.
Well, I was only gonna pick 3 more things, I think.
Okay.
Because we had, so this was a 2-day trip.
Yeah. 2-day
And then-
trip to the outskirts of Andariel. So
Wait, what are we eating? Are we just eating dried snack or somebody cooking for us?
you guys
Trust.
have
We're almost there. So the
Love
the
the
next
jerky.
thing, the next thing is the big gold egg and the multicolored eggs.
okay.
So however you want to do that, because I would try to look at all of the eggs together and probably diagnose the little ones first, and then
Yeah.
the big guy.
Neither one of them are magic items. So again, he looks at them. One's a multicolored egg. The other is a golden egg. However, while you're looking at the golden egg, you notice it moves.
Oh.
The first time. So
Oh.
the multicolored eggs look like multicolored eggs. There's nothing. You could probably eat them. They're probably fine. There's definitely looks like there's something growing inside the gold egg.
Put up my sword.
I will also tell you the gold egg again. These aren't magic items. The gold egg. As you're looking at it, you're holding it. Are you wearing gloves by chance? I would imagine.
Most, yeah, yeah.
Your gloves begin to melt while holding this thing.
What the heck?
Okay. If it's like shaking and like
It's
kinda
not like
twitching,
shaking. It's just
it's not like vibrating.
It moves a little bit while you're holding it, and you notice that when it moves, the egg itself is very hot.
Okay. Yeah, I would immediately put that back into the bag of holding.
Okay.
Tydox is like, this is not the place. If this motherfucker blows up, we're on a turtle. Like, in the ocean.
Yeah, the snow also is like melting around this thing. You see it has some sort of heat around the golden egg.
Well, then the last thing, as I was probably trying to slam that back in there, searching for the multicolored eggs, the oversized lucky rabbit foot. If there is, just pull it out like a reminiscent moment.
It is not a magic item as well.
It's just a foot.
But it is a rabbit's foot. The thing itself, they're like a wanderer's item basically. So like there are special properties to some of these things. The foot itself allows you to re-roll something one time. So you can re-roll it. You can re-roll an advantage. Anything like that. You get to take basically. It's like a mulligan, a do-over, something like that. You can use the rabbit's foot to basically change time and re-roll that one thing again. It breaks after the use, though. So.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Mulligan.
What I would do is after, determining that the going through all those things, Tydox himself would have forgotten to like eat until he got through the bag and found the eggs and was like, "Oh, I bet the crewmates are hungry. Has anybody decided what to do for like a snack?" And he does not know what day it is. So if you guys have eaten and it's day 2, and he's just like, my bad.
Well,
So I think he would look to Raven and be like, "Was there anything on the menu? We have these 10 eggs if we want to try."
Well, I've been eating crumbs other than whatever meat I have, so I can help you.
I should mention Jared can literally summon food from thin air.
This fucking guy.
Jared's eating like lobster and steak, and everyone else eats crumbs.
Yeah, dude. It's just so
He's like
funny.
pulls up his like
Sure.
robes and he's just like munching on it.
I can help you whip those eggs up, though.
Yeah, I mean, sure. How
And we
many?
wonder why we don't trust Jared.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So there's 6. Do we want to use 1 egg per person, or is there anybody that doesn't want an egg?
Well,
You get
I would-
45 pounds of food.
oh my god.
Have
That's
we
enough for me.
established a safe way to cook on the back of a turtle yet?
Oh, you guys have not, but I would love to find out how. I would love to
This is
find
gonna
out
be great,
certainly
yeah.
how you guys tried.
But we
just
can
feeding it to-
stop the turtle.
Yeah.
Nah.
I'm just eating a feed Squirt.
We're-
Only
yeah.
only Squirt and I have been eating.
I know.
Damn
It's
it.
just like
Well, I got gingerbread too. I sold it.
If Tydox he's got some eggs. If
Can I chime in?
people want to.
Oh,
Are
you
you-
can't.
wait,
You're
you're
not. You're not here though, Delta. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're
but somebody has my bag from all the stuff I looted from the ship, and I looted 3 bags, and you said I could keep them, and one of them was definitely full of meat and food. Just saying.
I would assume you probably have all 3 of them on your body as well. 'Cause you are.
Nope. Jared's holding one of them bags because he was holding it, and he put it on
Oh,
him when he
that's-
carried me
that
out.
is true, actually.
oh.
I was
How
fighting some demons that day. So we-
fucking ironic is it
it's
that
definitely
Jared
gone by now.
can make food and gets a bag of meat, and it's just like it's fucking trash. Throws it in the
It's all-
ocean.
It's all gone by now. It's all jerky.
I'm just saying.
Raven, do we give it a shot? Show Bert, would you guys like some? What about you, Jared?
can make some delightful scrambled eggs. It gets very hot on this turtle shell.
Yeah, how sunny is it outside?
Wait, is this day 1 or day 2? Are we on day 2?
I'll let you decide.
I say let's be on day 2, because then you haven't eaten for a full day.
Yeah, it's probably day 2. I mean, I
Day
would
2.
assume Tydox has been.
He went through a lot of stuff and then
Yeah.
got to like the bottom esque and was like, "Oh shit, I haven't eaten anything. That's
I
my
can
bad."
imagine Tydox going through it, falling asleep as he's licking something, wakes up, and then just goes back to looking at it. It's been
That's
a whole day.
exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Something for show before we continue the conversation because it just depends on how he'll be. Since Shell's not winter prepared, he would like to roll like a constitution roll and see if he's really sick or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-oh.
I will tell you guys, you do get a long rest, but because of the treacherousness of the travel, something will happen at the end of, like, as your way there. So basically, we'll need another long rest after the end of the second day. Because you guys are traveling on a turtle in very harsh conditions.
You
So
got
your long
17.
rest. 17.
So we can take
Jeez.
a long rest now.
You can take a long rest, certainly. After you guys have taken your long rest for the second day, I will tell you, you'll roll something else, and I'll roll something basically afterwards. To kind of see how you guys have made it. Actually, we can roll it right now, it's fine. Everybody, obviously, except for Darknull, go ahead and roll a survival.
Ooh, survival.
Yeah. So we're going to roll 2 survival checks. So the first one, we'll see how you guys handled the first day.
9.
So 9. 12 and under, you take 3 points of damage.
Shit.
After your long. So 12 and under.
Is it cold damage?
Yeah, 24.
It is not. Actually, we'll say it is cold damage.
Okay, because I was just gonna ask if the sweater helps.
Yeah, it's weather. It's exhaustion. You're tired. It's not the condition exhaustion, but it's like
Okay.
you guys have been kind of through it for the last day, and this is what will happen every time you guys travel. We'll kind of fast forward through traveling. So you'll take a long rest. We'll roll a survival. We'll see kind of after the long rest. So that's day 1. Day 2. Okay.
I just want to say, since it was cold damage, I don't take any damage to cold, so it doesn't matter for me.
Fucking asshole.
I'm a winter dragon, baby.
For you,
That's what
I was born in Gragenheim. I'm used to this shit.
I would say that fits too. So you don't take 3. You take half. So Raven, yours is 1 damage.
Well, I passed it anyways, but I just wanted to do that. I got like a 15 on my survival.
I get dark vision. Sorry, DM.
Anybody-
I got dark vision.
Anybody with 12 or under, you take 3 points of cold damage. We'll say.
Hell yeah, brother. I was
Okay,
waiting
that's
Jared is
after
actually amazing at survival.
That is after your long rest. Yeah, it's a wisdom score, so I would imagine.
Well, he can summon food. He can clean himself.
Yeah, he's kind of made for this.
He's kind of holding out on us.
He's found his
I
true
know.
calling.
Wisdom's. I was wondering how I had +3 in survival. I was
Yeah, I
like,
get +5.
Wait, what's your guys'
Jesus.
wisdom?
20.
My wisdom is
And
16.
20
15?
is Jared.
Damn.
At least
20?
6.
Sheesh.
He is very wise. He knows many things, but maybe not how to use it.
How do you guys
How
have
do
it in
you
the
use that knowledge?
teens? I'm only on +4.
This is
Yeah,
still
but
pretty
not-
good.
what is your strength? Because mine is
His
Leave
strength
it.
is good.
My
It's
strength.
fine.
Oh, never mind. My strength's at 18. That makes sense now. I'm looking at the wrong one.
Yeah.
Well, it
Mojo was
probably makes-
physically pained by that one. I saw it. I saw it on her face.
Yeah, you can see my wisdom's pretty low.
All right. See,
I wanna
that's you
smack
guys
'em.
traveling. To reel it back a little bit. So you guys begin to start cooking. Is that what I heard? Who
I
does
think-
most of the
Yeah.
cooking? Because I'm gonna have to have you roll something.
me and Tydox.
Okay,
I
so-
think Tydoc's contribution would more or less
could-
be like
Equip.
kind of a Bunsen burner, or like a way to control heat. Not so much like finesse with food, just kind of like, hey, I got a torch. This is how we use it.
Okay.
If that helps.
Can I give Raven some of my stuff so he can cook with it? Would it make a difference?
Yeah, certainly.
What stuff?
Well then,
Uh,
I'll say Raven can. Raven, I've got some gingerbread and I actually brought some rations with me. Could you do anything with them?
I'll see what I can do. Can't.
So-
Raven,
I'll give
roll
him
me
3 gingerbread pieces.
roll me a performance with advantage, and you get to add your proficiency to this. So +3 as well.
Nice.
18.
On the die or total?
Total.
Perfect. 18 is perfect. So you do cook a very nice meal for everybody. It's very difficult, as you're walking through this, yeah, things are moving as it's going to the side, but you're handling this great. Just so you're flipping the eggs, but you like move over to the side as it flips and comes back to the other side. You're in a moving vehicle, while this is happening, basically. It's, you cook. You have some sizzling. Squirt itself. You hear him kind of like, ooh, like make some like noises, like, ooh, this feels kind of nice on my back. Just cooking straight on it. Like he's unbothered by it, but he does seem to kind of like it a little bit. So you guys get a meal. Everybody roll a Constitution saving throw.
Hell yeah.
Eating these multicolored things. And
Multicolored eggs. I'm gonna use the little one.
Oh,
Does that include
Jared.
myself?
Does that include you, Dark Null? No.
Constitution.
Con save +7. Jesus
Yes.
Christ. I got a math.
17.
I got a-
25.
I got a 13 because apparently Jared doesn't have enough of his own food. So guys,
You got it.
Wait, you ate an egg?
yeah, he'll eat an egg too.
Okay. I will.
What's the cutoff?
subtract.
Or have you said it cut off?
15 or lower.
You
Okay.
are on controller!
Who got a
Come on,
15
Joe.
or lower?
Yep,
Raven and
Jared.
Mojo
Show
and Jared.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a D100.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Let me get my
Where's
math rocks real
my-
quick.
There's one.
I got
Of them.
98.
A 98. Perfect. What is yours? Because I can't find mine.
Wait, you have a
98.
D100?
I
Let me
do.
see it.
I have the little
Oh,
rocks.
the 2 dice. Never mind. I thought you
Cracks
had
me
like
up.
1 dice that had like
91.
D100. There's no. I don't think they can make a dice that big.
We'll make everyone roll for this. So
I've seen some
Mojo, you got a
prompts.
98. Show got a 98. Who failed again? It was Jared. Jared, go ahead and roll for me.
I got 91.
91, and then Raven, go ahead and roll.
Raven?
D100.
Okay.
Hopefully, it's not called Cthulhu rolls.
49.
Okay.
Man.
Show. You taste these eggs and you begin to think something tastes a little weird, but overall the style of the food was pretty good. It was nice. Raven did a really good job making it. You hear a faint ethereal music for the next minute. I imagine this is kind of like when you're watching a movie and someone sees somebody and they look at it, like the lights come down, you hear like the angels singing in the background, like fireworks, like those classic rom-coms where they're like, oh my god, I'm in love with this person. You
It's
begin to
dark.
look at Raven, and that's what you see.
Wow.
And you hear the sound of music, trumpets, like everything kind of goes. He looks very good in this light, I will tell you that.
I think Show gets like just flushes like bright red, like he's like all like nervous, and he's just like, oh my gosh, doesn't know how to
Perfect.
handle it.
Yeah, your heart's pumping a little bit
Mhm.
more than it should. You're kind of sweating. It's cold, but you're sweating, Jared, your heart immediately stops.
What?
And just for a second, it stops. You have like a heart attack after eating this. It kind of chokes you a little bit. You pass out. A minute later, you wake up, completely confused on what just happened. But yeah, in the middle of this thing, you die and then wake up.
What the heck?
He's he's killed Zorphius
All
twice.
like eating.
now.
Just had a heart attack.
He has a heart attack. That's exactly what just happened.
The cholesterol.
But you immediately come back to life.
So first acid and now cholesterol. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's funnier to me too that Jared does die. Died stuff
Because he can just make his own.
He's not passing up a good meal.
Yeah, absolutely. Raven, as you are cooking, you're talking, things are going up. Your speech kind of starts to like baffle a little bit as you're going. You start talking kind of like a baby, and the words no longer become vocal. But as you move your mouth, you start seeing like pink bubbles float out of your mouth as you're sitting
I
there.
really hope you guys wipe the eggs.
And Show's just like blushing as he's like watching. Like, he's just like, what does this mean?
Yeah. So that is what happens while you guys have eaten these eggs. I've been waiting for something to happen for these eggs for a very, very long time. I love it.
I'm surprised they're not rotten.
They're
Eggs last a long time.
Do they?
They're not rotten by any means, but they are not good for consumption. I'll tell you that.
Eggs don't even have to be refrigerated.
Well, the ones in the U.S. do.
It's 4th of July. I want to see what happened. Why are you paused? Sorry.
Hey,
guys.
who's up right now? Who's up right now?
It's 22-21 Bills.
Me.
Bills are 4th and 1, but it is loading right now, and I'm stressing. TFO. Did they get it?
These
Or
eggs
they
are
not
damn
get it?
near a year old.
Okay,
So I bet it on
They're
both,
11
months.
but I get a hell of a
Oh
lot
my
more
God,
money if
you're
the
right.
Chiefs win.
I do not want the Chiefs to win, so I'm voting very hard on the Bills to win.
I know. I mean, Eagles won today. That already freaking.
All right, it's okay.
All right.
So that is day 2. Anybody else have any pressing things that they want to do before we get to Andariel? So I didn't ask you or Jared, so I'll give you guys that option.
Yeah. I think Show would be kind of like walking along with Squirt. Was Show there when Tydox was doing identify on all the stuff?
He would have been doing it on the boat or on the back
yeah.
of the turtle, so you would have definitely heard it.
I think Show would have taken an interest in the ring with the spear. And I think he would have like gone up to like Tydox and kind of like hanging off the side of Squirt as like Squirt's going along, but he kind of like pops his head up and he's kind of getting dragged along. He's like, I think he just like kind of goes and he just like smacks Tydox on the back, and I imagine he's like kind of startles, and he's.
Oh,
just,
did you? Oh, okay. Because I was
Yeah.
thinking you popped up from like the shell, or are you
Oh,
on
No,
like,
I
in the
think I'm
water?
Are we in water or are we on the?
You're on land.
on snow, right?
Yeah,
we're in
we're on
snow.
Oh, okay. We're in
Okay.
the snow. Gotcha.
Yeah, so I think Show kind of like pops up like on the side of his shell, like behind you, and just hits you.
That probably. Yes, that
Not hard
just
hit,
some
but
things.
like a.
Because he's like he's in it, so he
Mhm.
probably.
Yeah.
And whatever he was, something's on fire again now. So he's like trying to put it out. Excuse me. Yeah. Yes. And he's looking up at you.
And hi Dodox. Yeah, I was hearing your like butler voice thing. I don't know. He said something about maybe like a magic spear ring or something that you could throw, and then it would come back to you. Is that right?
Yes. From the preliminary diagnostic, I can't fully test that because I can't throw it, but it does shrink down to like this ring size. Is that it's? You want to do some beta testing?
Yeah, let's try it out.
So we fucking try it. There's a little montage video of us like trying to science out this fucking ring and
Yeah.
the spear. So I think Tydox would like go like full science mode and like have little pliers that he's trying to like, okay, got the caliper, measures his finger because Show's kind of like Just
Yeah,
give me.
holding it.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
put it on. And
I was
Tadok's
like,
like, no. This is science. Where he fucking like slides it on, writes some notes down, turns it, shows him where the button is.
I think
waits him
as
to
you're
push
like
the button.
holding up the ring to hold it, Sho just like slips his hand in there and he like just puts it on his finger and he's like, okay, let's see how it works.
And there's
Yeah.
and like on the side there's a button. You might be able to feel it.
Yeah, I think Sho wants to press it and throw it and see how it works.
Immediately you press the button, the
Mhm.
jolts into your hand basically an entire 12-foot spear.
Oh my God, 12
so
foot?
Yeah,
It's
it's
fucking
very,
big. Yeah, like it's huge.
very large.
And
However, in your hands, it feels the perfect size. It feels like this spear, which was meant to be like, huge. It was the ring of Mimir, who's a dwarf. So imagine a 12-foot spear on a dwarf itself, that hurdles this thing, throws it at Mach speeds. So pretty sick. He has this giant spear in your hands. It, feels very lightweight though, because it's 12 foot. You don't feel like it's very heavy at all. It feels like nothing in your hands. So as you go to aim, go ahead, give me just a flat damage roll. I guess I gotta put this on your freaking thing now. I should have done this earlier.
Damage?
Just a flat to hit roll.
Oh, okay. I got a 13 on the dice.
13. You throw it at the nearest tree next to you as you're going through it, or at least attempt to it. On contact with the thing, it explodes and blows the tree completely up. So,
Sho kind of cocks
That's
his
a-
head and he's like, well, that wasn't quite what I was imagining. I was hoping maybe it might be something I could kind of like hold on to, maybe use it to climb, but explosion's not necessarily a bad thing, And he kind of
Does
is
it-
just like, okay.
like Tydox is writing it down. Does it just like
He's like, "Write that down,
obliterate
write that
this
down."
tree with force, or is it like an
yeah.
explosive device?
oh yeah, it looks like it with force. It looks like
Okay,
it doesn't
like he
hit
threw
it
it
and then
so
blows it.
fucking hard it just
Yeah.
just shatters into a million
Show
pieces.
fucking launches that thing. Yeah, exactly.
That was I wasn't quite prepared for how fast the velocity of that was going to be. I might need a few more to get exactly the pinpoint speed on that. That was a very impressive throw.
Sho's just like, oh, you want me to do another one then? And I think he just chucks it again on another tree. After he does it.
Yeah. Yes.
Roll
This
another
is like
roll another to hit.
Wait, would Sho run to go grab it, or would
It pops back into his hands.
Okay.
It's like
Mm.
Mjolnir.
It is. It's called drop near, very similar to Mjolnir.
I got
It's
an
from the same
11 on
mythology.
the dice.
Legally
That
distinct.
Dropnir was a ring.
It is a ring. It's a ring
Yes.
that turns into a spear.
Yeah, it's spring.
Oh, from God of War.
From God of War. It's the exact same spear, basically. You miss this tree, the second one that you try to hit, and it just fades off into, like, it just continues to fly through the woods, and you're like, oh man, I freaking lost it. And then after like a few seconds, it pops back into your hand.
You hit some random deer.
and at that like when it pops back into your hand, Tydox's stopwatch.
Oh, wow, that was quite the throw.
Sho's just like, wow, that's pretty cool. You need me to do anything else?
Oh no, do you need
Mind
me
if
to
I
do
keep
anything
it?
else? Oh, of course, I can't use that.
He just
That
looks
looks
at you
pretty
like,
light.
what am I gonna do?
Not too bad.
Wait, because this is
No.
super heavy in Tydox's hands, right?
Nope.
Oh, it's not.
No, it's
Okay.
just massive, and I have a negative strength modifier. So Tydox is. I realize it's magic. Tydox is under the assumption that he can't use that thing.
Mm.
Did he try? No.
Yeah, so I want the ring, and then,
Wonderful.
yeah,
Happy to help.
Thanks, Tadox. And I think then, I think Sho would have gone up to Elizabeth as well. And he would have been like, I know Captain wanted to be like, oh, we have to make sure you're well. I was like, you can just, leave us as soon as we get to Andariel. Like, you don't owe anything to us. We kind of ruined your life, to be honest. So, if you want to go, I kind of get it. You know what I mean? So, feel free to hate us, I guess.
I certainly don't hate you, Shell.
Show's like, get this chick out of here.
Truthfully, I just wanted to know that I wanted me to be here. Um, but I just have this weird feeling. I don't know. He's peculiar. Normally, I'm afraid of dragons, but he's curious. That he is. I guess you're right, though. I should just go to Andariel. Dragon would be too much.
I'm not
Here
saying
this
you
whole
need
time.
to go. I think you're a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. And don't worry about Captain. First he says Captain, and he's like, no. First mate, he's just kind of all over the place. He's kind of a mess, to be honest. He can't even, can't do combat right. So I won't look too much into his words. I think he has a big old crush on you, so it's okay. And then I think he just pops back down, and walks over to Squirt, and he starts hanging out with him.
She just smiles as you say that. You think so?
Yeah, but I'm kind of dumb, so what do I know?
And Calvert's just sitting there this whole time listening, just stoic, straight ahead on the road.
Get a little like blush.
I imagine she says it not loud enough for you to hear it, but also like definitely not quiet either. Like she's not like hiding her emotions by any means, but she is, staring at you as this is all happening. You're on a small, not a small turtle, but
yeah.
you guys are in the same. It's like in the same car. Like when your dad's up front and he's like talking, and you're like, oh, he can't hear anything that we're saying all the way back here. But he kind of does. He kind of hears what you're saying. So perfect, Jared. Outside of eating the whole time, was there anything that you wanted to do?
We will make some more treats. He feels bad after seeing you guys, after the egg, after realizing that all you guys have eaten is like a couple of eggs. So he will make some little treats with the cooking thing, if I can find it. There it is. Cook some treats. He'll make, where is it? Nope. He'll make little jerkies. He took the meat and he just has like a little drying rack near the back of the turtle now.
He's hanging it on Earth's on Squirt's like shell. He's just like hanging the meat off, just directly off of it. Now it's just dangling meat.
I love it. I love it. Perfect. So you cook. You are going through that.
I feel like we have to be careful with that. I feel like Squirt's like now like a dog chasing his tail. He's like trying to
I know. He's getting distracted, but you keep like, hey boy, ahead.
You guys,
you can't tempt him with the meat. You can't tempt him with the meat like that.
The trip takes probably an hour or so longer than anticipated because he does in a couple of times he gets distracted. He slows down a little bit instead of going full speed. But you guys make it, so you guys can take another long rest. Then roll a survival again after you've made it, and then I'll describe kind of what happens.
Got a 14.
13.
Oh, fuck!
This one
6.
is a little higher at 15
good.
or higher. So
best. My survival put me over by 1.
15
I got
or
12.
higher.
That heart attack really wore down me.
It really would. You take 7 points of cold damage for 15 or lower.
I got 16.
Okay. So as you guys have trudged along on this journey through the snow, you guys have done a lot of really fun stuff. It hasn't been very comfortable as you've been going, but you guys see the tree has gotten into distance. You have seen the beautiful city in a distance. Um, as you guys get closer, you see this huge, enormous, beautiful looking city that's still a little bit of ways. You start to come across some farmlands. Um, and you guys see a box as you guys get closer in front of you guys, and it
Is it
basically
still
is like
cold and
in
snowy?
there. It is melted a little bit, but it is as you're going north, so it is still snowy. The snow has dissipated; it's no longer like a blizzard at this point.
Mm.
But you guys are, walking through snow. You guys get to basically what you see is like I say a box. It's a house um, that is basically the entrance to Andriel. So like proper. Um, so it's like the outer edge of Andriel, basically. You see that there's two elven guards that are right there, who basically are kind of dicking around. Um, they haven't seen anybody in a while. Even though they're at active war with another country, these guys are, kind of pushing and shoving each other as you guys are walking up, and you see a little box of a guardhouse.
Oh, like you would with
Yeah.
yeah.
You see two
If
guards basically right there in front as you guys have now approached them. Were you gonna say Tadax?
I think where's Squirt? Where did we land
Still on
him? Are
Mark.
we still on him just
We're
going
on
into?
Or-
I imagine you are
Okay.
on him as you're walking
We're still
up to
just
this.
walking towards it.
Hey, Elizabeth. Do do a lot of people speak Common in Andariel, or do they mostly speak Elvish?
Um, well, yes, both.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we yell at them, they're gonna understand us. They're not gonna just think we're like random people.
That's a tricky question, but certainly they will definitely think you're random people. You are.
No, I just mean that. Will they understand what I say? And so then show like stands up in his Captain Morgan pose, I think, and he's like, hello, good sirs. We are here to get entrance into your city for a quest for Elysium. Open your gate.
Uh, I will tell you, roll a persuasion, not with advantage, but you can add your proficiency modifier, so you do get +3 to this.
Hey, Raven.
19.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is
What's
gonna
up,
be
mate?
for you, but this was upon further analysis of this dagger, it's probably gonna be useful for you. It makes people frozen and cold, if you like.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Yeah, I mean, I got this really good kitchen knife, but it doesn't really help me too much in battle, so I'll take a swing at it.
Perfect.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And then
Use it,
he,
don't use it, throw it, whatever you want.
I say he immediately puts it in his mouth because it's a candy cane, basically. Right?
Because the
So-
candy cane.
doesn't
give me a
need it to
Constitution
kind of
saving
chews it
throw.
like it's straw.
Yeah, when you put it in your mouth, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh gosh.
Uh-oh.
18. Okay.
Nothing happens. You're good.
Oh my gosh.
He freezes immediately. Could you imagine? That's so funny.
Yes, I can imagine. Now I was already thinking of ways. I was like, how do I fix this?
Yeah, the guy who is the one who can make fire freezes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's frozen. This was like shit.
Perfect.
funny.
So you guys have got there. Show rolls really well. These elves look at you weird, and you said Elysium. Well, should we let him in? I was like, I don't know. You should let him in. You're the one that's supposed to be in charge, aren't you? You got the big fancy promotion. Don't talk to me in front of the guests. You said Elysium, but you're not playing any tricks.
No tricks. I'm Captain Show. I just was hanging out with your guys' Captain Jackie. You may have heard of him. Trust me, we're good friends now. So please let me in. I'm with Elysium. No tricks here.
She said Jackie, didn't she? Yeah, she said Jackie. Of course she said Jackie, you know. Jackie, he just goes and talks to everybody, doesn't he? Jackie, I don't know. All right. That kind of let him in now. He said Jackie. All right. You, Captain. No funny business, all right? Come on right through.
A little bit of funny business. But Show just like kind of says that to himself. And then his fingers like crossed behind his back.
Perfect.
All right, thank you, boys. I do appreciate you guys opening the gate so quickly.
And yeah, the gate begins to open. They let you guys through, and you guys go, and you guys see some like field lands. In the back, you hear them begin to bicker again, back and forth, for each other, and then you just start to see them wrestling each other, as kids do, pretty much. I mean, they're not kids, but they're younger looking elves.
Adolescent elves.
Show like whistles, and he's kind of like, man, those boys weren't very good at their job. Or that Captain Braver would have whooped my ass if he would have seen us roughhousing like that in front of people trying to come in. Whew.
Exactly. I love it. You guys continue on through, and you guys get to the outer edge of, it's basically all farmlands as you guys are walking. You guys get to what looks to be the best way I could kind of describe it is like a post office of sorts. It looks like it's a place with packages, or boxes. Like, looks like, there's horses that have come and gone, and looks like there's some sort of like letters and things that are there. And you see a guy basically run out hurriedly into you, into Squirt. I imagine if you guys are still riding Squirt into this town.
Hey, yep.
Yep.
We chilling.
And so you
Got a
see
dragon
him,
on a dragon.
you see him nervously looking down, as he's like, kind of jogging out, and he's trying to look for something, and as he collapses right into you, and he falls on the ground, and all of his letters fall around, and he begins to frantically try to pick them up, right in front of you, and then he notices the gigantic giant turtle, and freaks out.
Nice.
Show would have popped down to start helping him gather up his leathers, and he'd been like, "What, you never seen a dragon turtle before? He's a good boy. Don't worry about him none."
Never seen such a. Yes. And he's like, scrounging through some of those things. Show you can't read, so it's even.
No,
funnier,
I'm just
but-
putting paper like into the thing, like,
It's even funny.
Scoops up a bunch.
like,
Stuffs
here's your
it in
papers.
bag.
This is
And
a
then-
paper. This is a paper. This is a blue paper.
and then he stops for a second. And he goes, Dragon. Did you say dragon turtle?
Yeah, dragon turtle.
Oh.
You want to see our dragon board too? There's another one up there. Maybe I shouldn't have told you that.
Should've
what?
told you that.
What did you say?
Don't worry about it, man. It's all good. Here, let me help you with
Oh.
your papers.
He goes and then he grabs one, and he says, "Actually, I didn't think I would find you. You are actually the ones we're looking for."
Oh my god, what a fortuitous occasion this is. Maybe I should call down my party here, because unfortunately I can't read none. And so it's like, boys, I need some help down here.
Starting to sound like Monsieur Candy from Django Unchained.
I love
I
it.
am Southern.
What a fortuitous
And maybe I'm
occasion.
changing my accent. Finally.
Well, now, yeah. Well,
She's
now
growing,
he's
hey,
got
she's
an
growing
air of-
into it. Damn it.
I feel like it's character development for show. He's more confident. He's got that era of like charisma
love it.
now. He's
I love
Era
on
of Southern hospitality. dude.
Yes.
I love it. It's great.
I think Tydox would be scooping things up back into the bag of holding and trying to figure out how to scurry down there.
I think after hearing all this, hearing is looking first, Captain Earth would probably hop down and he would help Elizabeth get down the turtle as well.
You just funk as this huge like dragonborn
Yeah,
just
you just hear.
Just drops next to
I
this guy.
know.
This
Yo,
guy
I hopped down, like-
immediately he tucks all his things back into his bag and he just starts to sprint away.
And then I pay him no mind. I'm just gonna help Elizabeth down. I was like, whatever, coward.
I think like
Shell,
near.
Shell will try to grab him, like come by the cover.
Yeah, grab his back. He's like,
He's
where are you
like,
going?
You got a letter for us. Hold on.
I think just
Right.
fucking he's helping Elizabeth down, and Tynox is like fucking struggling with his little feet, trying to like fall gracefully to the ground. He's just like
You hear another clunk.
yeah, he's just like, it's a much like softer clunk because he's tiny, but he is not graceful.
He clunks all right.
Ah, a dwarf. And then you see him just freak out again, and he's like, "Oh God, this
Excuse
party."
me. He is a gnome, not a dwarf. Now, we don't take anything kind of misgendering races around here. Misgendering. Races around here.
No, it's even better if you mess it up. Just keep going, Joe. Just fucking keep going.
Before Raven hops down and be like, "Aye, aye, Captain," because he wants to make it abundantly clear who he thinks the captain is.
Yeah.
He's fully on team show. So then he hops down.
Perfect. The guy again is freaking out and trying to. He's like, I'm just a courier. That's it. That's all I am. Please, no one kill me. I just was supposed to deliver you a message.
Oh, you're good, mate.
Deliver a message.
You have the letter. That's it. Just read it.
Oh, it's us. You gave it to us already. He's like, okay, just in case you ever have to courier something to us again, don't hand me the papers. I can't do nothing with it. And so Show hands the paper to somebody else.
Hey, Captain, as your first mate, I can take that and read it for you.
Perfect. Thank you, Raven.
I have other deliveries. Can I go?
Yes, you may go,
You're
courier.
good, chap.
You just see him fucking sprint. He's just.
All right, and then I proceed to read the letter out loud to everyone.
Perfect. All the letter, you see the letter has the same symbol that the other letter had of Yaqui, and it says, "I left something for you in the post. When you get here, make sure you go there."
Well,
You guys are
Knock
basic.
now.
It is like
You wrapped them
oh,
up.
it's like a few feet from you guys. Yeah.
I mean, we may as well check this out. It's not like we have specific business yet.
Yeah, I think I know what it is. I didn't know they shipped rogues in the mail. And then Show walks in and he's like, I think I have a package to pick up.
And you see some other elves that have just been there. They look at you funny, and then they're like, "Are you from Elysium? Sent on
Yeah.
the dragon turtle?
Yep,
Oh, thank God. This one's been screaming all night."
I figured.
And they basically roll out a box that is held. Darknell has been holding it too. Darknell, you've been locked into a box for the last 2 days. Actually, probably longer now that I think about it.
What's the inside of this box? Is this like a roomy box? Am I like crammed?
You are cramped. You have
Oh,
not.
God.
Mr. Captain Jacques did you a service. Your arm, remember, he broke in the last one. It has just begun to heal as you've been sitting in here from one magic. People have been helping you out a little bit. But yes, you've been cramped into this box for the past 2 days. Haven't eaten.
Am I drunk? Am I hungover?
You're hungover for sure.
Like air holes in this box? Or
Yeah,
is it
there's-
just like.
There's air holes, and I imagine that you've been yelling for a while, so your throat's probably sore.
I was not yelling. I was not. If I have a hangover, I was knocked the fuck out because I was drinking.
Do we really need to open this? Acknowledge that we got this?
We're gonna take him, but I'm gonna have some words with him first. And Show puts his like lips real close to the air holes in the box, and he's just like, "Doc, now you awake in there?
Oi.
What? Sounds like you already, having some realize maybe the error of your ways. But we're about to go
Oi.
into Andariel here, okay? You understand me? Lots of elves. I think you're an elf, so I'm kind of confused on this whole dynamic. But none of that shit you pulled on the ship. You hear me? And he screams it into the box for the.
Hey, fuck you!
No, you got a hangover, boy. You wallow in it. And
And he's like just nonsense and just accents.
Shell's just like, and this is
Personal
what I
storm.
want you to quit. So I'm gonna keep you in this box till you stop yelling, boy. As he's yelling at him.
Throw it in the river. I'd rather be in this box in the river than in this damn land.
Good. Then
Left for a reason.
we're gonna load him up. I'm not gonna take him out of the box though.
Perfect.
Just
Before... Joe, before we go, I might have an idea.
So, Tydox readies Toll the Dead, and he is essentially the flavor for Toll the Dead is a megaphone. So he hands his Toll the Dead to Show so that he can use the megaphone into Darknell's box.
So Shell has the megaphone.
So he can yell with a megaphone if he wants to.
And he's like, Doc, now are you calm now?
To be in this land.
He doesn't sound calm. And then Shell's like brings out the megaphone and he's just like, are you calm now?
Fuck you!
I don't know if this is gonna work. He seems awful feisty.
Well,
I
you
need
get
you
to
to
roll
be
2d8.
calm.
Keep me in the box, but get me out of this land.
You can't get out of this land. What do you mean get out of this land?
I'm gonna be here. Put me back in the sea.
Put you back at the sea?
What the Sam Hill?
Shell's
Ray-
like, Shell I think comes in. He's like, "Cool, like come together." He's like, I don't know what to do with him. I'm thinking of leaving him in the box. What do you guys think?
Leave me in the box.
Let me try
yes.
one thing. I'm gonna go up to the postmaster and like speak in Elvish and be like, "So listen, is there how much would it be to have him shipped back to Elysium? we know this guy, this priest Yosef. I'm sure could hold on to him for us."
Don't send me there. To the sea. Leave me in the box for all I care. I just don't want to be here.
Postmaster, I need to know how much it would cost.
no, we can always throw him in the back of the turtle. Back to
Yeah,
Squirt.
just leave him with Squirt. If you choose, you could Mojo. You do get 2d8 of necrotic damage if you want to use the megaphone.
Just lose a foot.
I don't know. I mean, would it just
You
happen?
can-
I don't think Show would like intentionally try to like hurt him. I think he's just
Hurt
trying
him,
to like
yeah.
activate his hangover to make him be like
Yeah.
oh my god.
Right. Postmaster, how much is it?
To send him back, well, we actually don't want him. So it's free. You can keep him. Actually, please take him. We'll pay you actually to take him.
How much are we talking to take him?
Show immediately changes, like talking to Box. Ooh.
The best part is we're talking in Elvish, but
Um.
somehow Show still knows that money's
Oh
being
yeah,
done.
Show didn't know.
Oh no.
No, show understood money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show
No!
heard like whatever the Elven
No!
word for gold is.
Yeah,
and,
was-
like,
Put me
Every
against
single
here.
ruble.
I'm a whisper.
how much we talking here?
Show. Put me next to your
have,
ear. I need to whisper something to you.
I have 50 gold.
Shell goes to the box. 50 gold. You hear that, Doc? Now 50 gold to take you off the hands. Now, what do you want to whisper to me, boy?
I'm way more worth than 50 gold. Make sure you get like 500 gold.
I don't know. You admit to being so annoying, but good for you. I guess you're principled and you're matters.
We'll take him off your hands. The 50 gold, and then can you point us in the direction of the best bar
500,
around
not
here?
50. 50's lowballing.
Here's 50 golds for sure, and then I'm sorry, the direction. Well, you just continue down this path. You'll see past this farmlands, and it's a few days' journey. You'll see the city itself.
Well, he's gonna take the gold and then be like, well, we'll be on our way then.
Shell picks up the box and starts to load him like on the back of Squirt, next to the dried meats.
Sweet. Yeah, you load him up there, and yeah, like she said, the city itself is still about a day's journey through. You guys have some farmlands. You have some people.
Shell, I think would go to Jared also and be like, "Hey, Jared, you got." You can kind of do some magic and things like that. Maybe you too, Elizabeth. You got anything that can maybe calm him down? He's just kind of, caterwauling.
Elizabeth. Oi.
Well, most of my spells are healing.
Oh, he has a broken arm still. Maybe we should do something about that. I don't really want to open the box, though. What do you guys think?
He hasn't agreed to actually help any of us yet. He's just kind of doing his own thing.
I'll help, but get me out of this land.
I don't see how we could oblige his request. We kind of have to be here.
I could certainly try something.
What's that?
Just trust me on this. You guys now, for the first time, get to see her kind of bend the weave of magic. For those who are curious and want to see more, feel free to roll an Arcana.
Is that what I already saw? Like what I saw already?
You saw it, but you still had no idea what she was doing or anything.
Do I re-roll or no?
Oh,
you can re-roll. You can re-roll for sure.
I didn't know.
I feel like Shell can't fathom this, so I don't think he would roll. I think he's just like, yo,
that's okay.
That's weird.
He's just like, yep. What are we trying to hit?
I would still roll. Show. Roll it at disadvantage though.
I got a 19 this time.
Dang. I got a 17.
What'd you get, Raven?
A
6.
4. A 6, Raven?
Yeah.
Perfect. And a 4, and then what'd you get, Ty Dogs?
17.
And then Jared, what'd you roll?
Oh shoot, I didn't roll anything. What roll was it?
An Arcana.
Dark now. What'd you get?
Arcana.
What am I rolling?
No,
I
box.
should really get Arcana. Oh,
Fucking box. Okay.
Dark
I'm in a
you can
box, I
roll
really-
an Arcana as well too.
oh, Jared wasn't paying attention either. I rolled a 2 + 9, which makes 11.
Jesus.
You still get to see it. The only person who truly cannot fathom it. It's so funny. It's just a 5 to see the weave itself. Is Show still.
It's very on brand. The dice rolls.
Yep.
That's how you gotta trust it.
Roll a 10.
Show perfect. Show you don't notice anything. It's different. You can't see this like thing. Raven, you for the first time notice the air itself looks different. It's like I described it again to Ert, but you notice for the first time that there's like particles within the air itself, and it becomes even brighter here in Andariel. Now, those with a 10 to 15, so Darknall, Jared, Darknall, you begin to feel the air around you shift while you're in this box. So you can kind of get a limited perspective.
Is it like a warm air? Is it like a cold air? Like, what's the temperature of this air?
I would say the temperature is colder, It is cold outside in the cold air. You know, it's had been snowing for a while, but it feels like, you know, that feeling that people have when they talk about like a ghost comes through them. Um, so it's like this, like it's just like a jarring sensation more than it is like a temperature sensation. Like, you know, oh, like your skin kind of feels, you know, tense, or like, you know, it's like that like jerk motion you feel. Uh, but you begin to see in front of you as well that same kind of weave that I had described to the other people that were. Jared, you said you had an 11, right?
Yeah.
So that's the same things that you feel. You feel this weird thing. Uh, Tydox, you were the only one that got higher. Is that correct? Oh no, Ert as well too.
Yeah.
So Ert, you were already kind of familiar with these things, but you feel the air around the box kind of like swirl. Tydox, you're seeing that it like moves, and Elizabeth does some weird things with the air around itself. Again, that like pseudo air, like, you know, it's like you've seen air. Like, it's like hard to describe because it's like it's so. It'd be like I could see air in front of me. I could see like currents moving, right? You guys get a better picture of this. Like you can see like it's almost like seeing music notes like in movies like that. Like if this is animated, you can see like the air itself shift. For the first time ever, this happens for you guys. Tydox, I think this is a very like significant moment for you, just because like you're kind of been familiar with this, you're in the science world, but you see this like swirl of energy go into Darknull, his box. It swirls into him, and Darknull, you get a calming sensation. Um, you're at peace. You're at peace for like the first time ever. The side effects of your hangover go away. Like you feel good. You feel like this is like the happiest place you've ever been. This is like this. The feelings of being calm and, you know, peaceful, like, you know, you still have the looks of a hangover, but like all of the anger and rage that you've been kind of bubbling up for the past however long has seemed to have dissipated while you're in this box. You're not sleepy, but you feel very
Am I kind of like high?
I would say it's similar to being high, but not like, you just feel really euphoric, like really good. You know, life itself feels joy in the world. You know, if that is what you want to take as being high, sure,
High
but
shrimp.
you know,
Just because I still think that Darknell will forever just be pissed that he's here after he did so much to get away from here.
yeah, and I get why you're upset too, but the nature of what she's doing basically rewrites your memories. Um, that for whatever reason you feel good uh, for this place. All the unhappy memories that you felt here, suddenly you begin to feel good. You know, it's this like phenomenon. You don't see it because you.
I'm basically like on catnip.
Yeah, she basically is rewriting your brain while you're sitting here, so that you can feel joy. Uh, but the only people who really see this and see what she's doing, you don't understand what she's doing because that would have been a 20 or higher, but you see this like weird swirling sensation, and then you see Darknull's entire mood just change.
I think Show doesn't understand, but I think he like goes closer to the box and he's just like kind of like pats the top of it, like he's like, "Are you good now,
Oh,
boy?" Okay,
I'm a little sleepy, but I feel good.
good. Okay, so here's the deal, Doc. Now I don't want to keep you here. I understand what it's like to have to go, have no say in where you're going and what you're doing. But we have to get our information here, so I need you to chill out while we're back here, okay? And then we're gonna try to do our best to get out of here as soon as we can. But in the meantime, calm down. If you're good, I'll open this box and let you out.
Why do I want to get out of here?
Exactly. That's a good attitude to have. I like it. And Shell opens the box.
Can I have mead?
Can you have mead? If you find mead.
Do we have food? I feel
Um,
very hungry.
I'm sure we can scrounge up some eggs for you.
We could get some potatoes and some cheese. Put a little bit of more sauce on it. I just want to eat everything.
Well, this is better than him yelling, so we'll take it. And Show opens the box.
Where's the cook with my bags?
I think their bags are probably in the box, right? I would assume.
Yeah, you had some in the whatever you were carrying with you is still with you. As you get in there.
Hi, shrimp.
Maybe we should do something about that arm, though. It looks kind of like it's hanging there.
I'll be fine. It's just a bit of a flesh wound.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Is there a bakery?
It is a wound on your flesh.
Yeah, Jerry, maybe you can help him out a little bit.
Is there a bakery?
I mean, you would know that there's certainly a bakery within the outskirts of this place.
Is there a bakery? I'm craving some chocolate, some sugar. I just want food.
Look, we don't have time for this. Here's a crack. And I just give him a piece of my gingerbread. Eat this. We have a mission we have to go to. I'm just gonna throw the cracker on him, just like I'm done with this, and like let's keep moving ahead.
I'll give him.
Mr. Captain Urky, upstairs, give up his cracker. Oh,
it's a gingerbread. It's very tasty.
I'll give him some special extra health jerky.
Yeah.
Yeah. He needs
Hey,
it.
his jerky. See, this guy knows what he's doing.
You get
Eat off the high.
3 extra hit points. It doesn't fix your broken arm. It just gives you extra hit points.
Yeah. So because the ordinal's so high, I feel like he's just gonna like look at the sun now, like towards the sun, and just like try to point at the sky, like with his broken ass arm. Is just guys are so calm. That hurts, but it's calm.
Perfect. As you guys continue to leave this area, again, it's still a long ways to like Andariel proper, like the actual city itself. But it's like, feet and feet of things. But the big thing that you guys notice as you guys get closer is the city itself is, like, when I say massive, it's the biggest understatement you've ever seen. Like, it'd be like, seeing like New York City, and you like walking up to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the idea that this city is larger than the entirety of your kingdom, for example. Like, Andral is like, so freaking huge that you walk and you notice, you're like, oh my gosh, like the more and more you guys get closer, you're like, holy cow, like this place is fucking huge. So sorry, the Chiefs just won and now I have to hear about it.
Woo! Let's go!
Frick. All right, sorry.
Good day. The Ordinal's high.
Back into it.
I want some money.
Genuinely so sad.
Love you still.
They sorry. 2 seconds. All right.
We'll go yellow.
So you guys walk and you guys continue up. You see that Andra is a massive city. But the thing that you notice the more that is that the tree that is here as well is huge. Like, it is fucking like this huge city. I like emphasize how big the city is. The tree that's like what looks to be like inside it, like the central area of it, is like hundreds of feet taller than this thing. Like the city itself is huge, but it surrounds this gigantic tree which feels it's like going to Lanedale, and a lot of you guys have played Elden Ring, you know, like, but actually being able to see like everything, you know.
Well, I guess after
it-
coming up there, Cameron would be like, "Dang, this place is huge. I don't know where to start." Well, no, I've been here before, haven't I?
You have not been here. You have been. Oh yeah, you have actually.
I have, yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
so would
you're-
I guess it's been a while. How much would I know where to go?
History check.
Yeah,
History check, yeah, for sure, with advantage.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
with
Ooh,
okay.
advantage.
Because then maybe I could kind of direct everyone where we would need to go. And my history is actually pretty good. So, 18
You
plus
rolled.
4, 22. Did I beat a 22? I can't
Wow.
So 22 is what I got.
Jesus. That's half my modifier right there. Shit.
So you said 22.
Huh?
All right, with a 22, you are very familiar with the area. I mean, like, but things have changed since you've been here. So some of the things you noticed since you're 22 is that like it's like grown a lot more, but you still know roughly, you know, where to go. Um, you know that the central area, you know that the kingdom itself is split into 5 territories, and the queen, who will give you like most of the information that you need, is in the central thing. With the 22, you realize that also this place is very difficult to just kind of like walk into. And you're still kind of like, you're not into the city yet. You're on the outskirts of the city, but the outskirts of the city is kind of like, imagine the Red Keep from Game of Thrones. That there's like, you know, the castle itself in the middle, but then on the outskirts of the city are like, you know, shops, towns. Like it's like its own separate little city, in like the what we call essentially like the lower district outside of the city itself. So you have to like, you still have like kind of places to go before you're like in the city itself. So like with a 22, you definitely know the way, you know where to go, you know what's kind of there,
But
but
it
you
has
don't.
changed.
Yeah, it has changed. It's bigger. It definitely is more populated. And what you notice the most is that it's been, this place is still at war, but a lot of the cities, like the citizens, look to be, you know, especially around here, there a lot of males are gone, so it's a lot of females. So it's a lot of just like, it's almost essentially like most, like that's the big thing that you remember the most, is that like, oh, it's like pretty diverse. There's like, you know, half and half. Here you notice that the biggest thing you notice is like it's majority female, you know, as you're here. Now you know the council's all female and stuff like that, but like the regular citizens, it's weird to be this close to Andriel, are all females.
Um,
Something else with the 22. Sorry to kind of give you more
You're good,
information.
you're good.
I'm kind of throwing way too much. You would notice a lot of that is because like the men usually are the guards and they're the military force. You rolled really high with the 22 is very good. So
Okay. One more thing, I guess. Knowing this, would I know that there's kind of a stopping point where we can't bring Squirt anymore?
yeah, you're at it basically.
Okay.
It would be very difficult to carry Squirt. By carry, I mean like to have Squirt kind of like maneuver into this city itself. It'd probably be better to switch to a traditional like carriage and horses.
If we started walking, how long would it take us to get to the queen if we needed to? Walking.
Assuming that you could walk through all of the stuff, it would be probably about 2 days journey.
Damn. Okay, this place is huge. Okay.
Like this place is huge. And I made a joke, so it's funny because Ty Dogs, I already know, is smiling. This city is the biggest city you've ever seen in your entire life. So it takes. It's not just like a. Just to give you context, the city itself is basically like a small country. You know, of you walking. No, it is a you know, this whole place that you've been on is the country of Andriel, but you know, the Eldenwood. This is like the city itself proper is the largest thing in the entire world. You know, essentially. it's been around. What you remember from it in its small history, it's been around since the beginning of time, pretty much.
And out of curiosity, does Elizabeth know anything about it?
Yeah, she's from here.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember, but that's what I thought.
Yep.
So
So
if
she also
that's,
knows the way if you would ask her.
yeah. So if that's the case, then what I'll do, since we're kind of reaching that point, I talk to the party specifically. Said, look, guys, it's been a while since I've been to the city, but from what I can remember, unfortunately, we might not be able to ride Squirt any more further into the city. We'll have to part ways, and it's about 2 days' walk to actually get to the Queen's Chamber from here, unless we take some sort of transportation. We may need to stop on the way unless we can find some other way, but
What about all our stuff?
carry with what we got and we just leave the rest of Squirt.
But I got the box. I was in the box, so we could put our stuff in the box.
He's got a point. That we do have a box now. We also have a bag of holding though, Doc. Just so you know, Doc. Now, so the bag.
We're talking about the box because I was in the box.
You were in
We
the
could
box.
put the stuff in the box.
That is true.
It's
But
about the box.
Tydox, he
Seeing her, like,
has
in the box.
a thing.
Can I see that box? How big is this box?
My box. My box.
I guess it'd be about like what, a 6-foot box?
It's. I mean, he
Yeah,
was
right,
pretty
it's not
cramped in
pretty
it, so it's
Maybe
not like
500.
it's like probably like a 3-foot box, 4-foot
damn.
box maybe. So he's like cramped inside.
He was like
it,
in fetal
What if we
position.
combine the box with the bag, and then we have a bag box, and then all our stuff can fit?
That is exactly my plan. And he just fucking swipes the bag of holding over his fucking box, and we're moving on. he just like takes it like a magic trick. He's like, and yes, that is the plan. He's fucking-
And Darknell's so high still that he's like looks at that. He's just like, he just thinks that he just did like the magic trick. He's just like, whoa.
Keep in mind, you're not high. Your memories are rewritten. Okay?
No, you said I was high on catnip.
No, I did not. You said it's kind of like I'm high on catnip, and I was like,
And
not
that's how
really,
I would
but
act
guess.
if I was high on catnip.
But I didn't say you were high on catnip. I'm trying to tell you, your memories of this place have been completely rewrote. And for those who actually know magic, who would have gone a 20 or higher, would have thought that this was fucking weird, that she has this ability to fucking rewrite memories. But nobody had that high enough ability. So they just saw her like changing the weave around. And your entire memories have been changed to this. So keep that in mind. You're not high. I just want you to know. You are not
I
high.
like the high thing better.
Your memories of this place are completely rewritten.
You two, do you hear me? He's not high. No
Yes.
drugs.
I think Sho turns to Ert and he says, "Second mate Ert, can you please tell Squirt that we have appreciated him letting us ride on him, and but I think we'll take you up on your offer to have us show us around, and we'll probably send Squirt back to where he needs to go."
And then I'll look at Show and be like, of course. And then that's when I'll speak Draconic back to Squirt, and then I will Show. There's one thing before he leaves. He wants you to give him one last hug before we part ways.
Sho's like, "Of course, buddy," and he goes and he hugs Squirt. And he's like, "I have no idea if you actually talked to him about that, but I'm still gonna give him a hug regardless."
You see that he gives you like a really sweet long hug, and he looks weird at Ert. He's like,
what's Sho's problem?
Yeah, like I'll give him a hug, but like, what the heck is happening? Like,
and Ert's just like, yeah, got him.
I think Sho also after Captain Ert says, "Of course," he like turns to Raven and he's just like, "Wow, he really let me slip that by into there." I'm like, "I think you got promoted, Raven." Like,
I'll take it.
Can I write about what I just saw in my journal?
Yeah.
And Dargnell starts writing this stuff down as he's flipping through all the pages of everything he's written.
Look at Mr. Fancy Pants and knows how to write. Woo!
Sorry, tell us again how you can't read.
All the time.
He's proud of
And
it.
then-
3 generations of not being able to read.
And we've done well. Besides
you're the captain.
humans.
How does that
So
feel,
look at
Erky?
me now.
I'm sorry, second mate. I apologize.
Perfect. So you guys continue walking now. Squirt, you see that he kind of just like fades out of obscurity, basically. The
Is he
credits
walking?
roll. You know, he just basically
So
walk
we got him
out.
walking, but
Yeah.
what if he walks backwards the whole time?
Homer Simpson meme where he just goes into the
It's,
bush.
it's just, it's kind of weird. You guys look back to see where he's at, and he's fucking gone. You know, you're like, God, why is he so fast without all of us on him?
A 50-foot turtle just
Yeah.
hides behind a
He
twig.
bursts,
Just
bursts into a bunch of doves and fucking. That's not what he does. You just see it. You turn around, he's gone. He's like Batman, you know. He pulls a Batman on you guys, and disappears.
pop some smoke.
But you guys continue on. You guys go through. You guys see, you know, the town is, like I said, it's bustling. It's going crazy. Like I said, the big things you notice is that it's primarily women and children. And children elves are a weird thing. I'll be honest. So and they don't look like the elves that you guys. It's all these ones look like they're kind of nourished, and they look more like Raven and Darknell than they do the elves that you saw in the toy maker's house.
Do they look like? Do they look like they're in distress at all, or are they kind of just going about their days?
The kids look like they're running around, like, you know, like kids would do, especially like at times like this, like in war times, they're doing whatever they can to like play outside and like have fun. But the only like males you see are like kids, are children.
But what about the women? Since we can see them, are they like?
They look stressed. They look like they've been, you know, imagine that, you know, like.
Basically, the whole mood is grim, right? Like
it's very grim. It's that sub you know, junction, basically, of like kids playing and having a good time, and like you're looking at them, but as you like look into the scene a little bit more too, and you start to notice like, oh, like the women look, you know, you see some women are like crying, you see some that are like staring out the windows as they're like going by as you guys are walking, you know, and the sight of your party itself doesn't bring comfort to them. You know, they're not like, oh, like you got no. I don't think any of you would feel, you know, necessarily excited, except for Darknell in this one because his memories are rewritten. You know, you'd probably be the only one that actually feels like, oh, people are like happy to see me. Like it's such a great place to be here. You know, and the rest of you guys though certainly feel like, you know, you could hear people whispering like, God's not another, like, you know, they haven't come back yet, you know, like stuff like that. As you know, you guys are kind of walking through the.
Would any of them recognize Darknell?
Certainly not any of these women. You know, maybe if you went to like a, you know, a brothel or something, but you know, certainly not any of these women.
Spoilers.
Fine, young, upstanding woman.
What are you wearing actually, Darknell? I mean, like you would be wearing, you know, your normal outfits.
Pretty much I've been wearing the same thing since the day you guys found me.
Which is like you're in like a little pirate outfit or what? What's the deal?
Is it booty shorts or?
Basically, like boots, regular pants. You know, a top up half with like a hood. And I've just been outfitting it with like little pouches, pockets, where I keep my daggers, or the little holster I have for my gun.
Tactical rogue.
Yeah, pretty much. Like a tactical rogue. Think of it.
Perfect. Yeah.
And gloves.
So they but no any like indications or patches or anything like that on your.
No, I've stripped all of my patches away that I used to
I
wear.
figured. I
So
figured.
right now I just have my hoodie up, like, because it's always up.
Yeah, I figured. I just wanted to make sure. But you guys are on like the outskirts of this area. Yeah, most of the women they just kind of look sad that you're not who they want that you to be. Is mainly the feeling. Kids are running around. You see them playing like no care in the world.
I'm gonna be
We don't trust that.
completely honest. If we got a carriage, would it still take 2 days?
It'd be shorter for sure. The tricky part of this is that, especially in times like this, they're not going to just let anybody into the sanctum, basically into the central area. So
I'm my thing. I think unless the party says anything otherwise, I feel like we're so close that most of us would probably just keep pushing ahead.
Yep.
I mean, and just until we reach any roadblocks, and I think we just try to go straight for, the queen. Like I said, unless the party says otherwise, and then we would just at that
Tydox is
point.
definitely not interested in the outskirts stuff.
Yeah.
He knows that this is a place that's old and he
Yeah.
has a high history, so there are some things that he's interested in,
But we can check
none
it
of which is
back.
on the outskirts.
Yeah.
okay. You guys continue to push ahead. As you guys get to what would be the central gate to Andariel proper. It takes a little bit. It's about nighttime at this point as you guys have walked through the outskirts of Andariel. So I say nighttime. It's about evening when you guys get there. So you get to the edge of the central thing, and you see two female guards. And these female guards are holding, and they stop your party. Doors are locked completely tight. Who goes there?
Show tips his
She's
hat
a smoker.
and he says, "How you doing, ladies? My party here, we've been sent on attacks from the kingdom of Elysium, and we need to get inside. My name is Captain Show. This is my merry bannerman, and Elizabeth."
And Elizabeth.
Elizabeth is just hi. And she speaks to them in Elvish. And you see these guards kind of look weird. Who speaks Elvish, actually? And I'll tell you what she says. So Raven and or she basically
Well, I'm
says,
elf, so I should understand, right?
You should also, yeah, Dark Girl, you also would understand. I think you have. Yeah, you have Elvish.
I think Darknell also speaks Common, if I'm not mistaken.
So Raven and Dark Girl, they Elizabeth basically tells them like, "Hey, I promise we mean no harm. I know this isn't custom, but please let us through." And you see them kind of mow it over a little bit, and they go, "Sorry, gates locked for all outsiders. Unless you have proper reason, I can't let you in. But feel free to explore the outskirts."
Would this letter help? And I bust out the letter from Jacques.
They look at you weird. They see his signature. That's the big thing about the letter.
Mm-hmm.
By the gods. All right, but I can only let you through this gate. You have to find some other way. I have to keep this, and they keep that. They keep a hold of your letter as you have now been able to enter into the thing. So you are on the outskirts of it. I have a new picture for you guys.
Oh, there it is.
Holy shit.
Come together with your minds.
Dang.
Little cute patootie man. What the heck?
Cute petite man.
Okay.
Look at this.
So you guys would have entered into the map's a little confusing, but you kind of see the little green area on this like south eastern side or western side over here on this bottom left corner. Okay. you guys are basically here, and the water itself is there's like a pathway that goes basically through through
Over
that.
here?
You're on the other side, basically. No, sorry, right here. Okay, so like through this little water path is
See,
is that gate.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Thank
see a
you.
marker or anything when you're doing your Maddie, I don't think.
It's blue.
I see it. It's blue. It's
Oh, maybe.
Oh, where is it?
I
Bottom
don't
left.
see
Oh,
it.
there it is. Now it just
Oh,
refreshed.
yep.
Okay.
I see it now.
all right.
Okay. I gotta figure out how to delete it too. So.
Ah, there we go.
There we go.
Okay, so that they open up a gate and you see that there's just a sea of water, like a river, to get to the other side. And you guys are now ushered onto a boat. It's also why you couldn't have or Squirt walk around
Squirt.
with you. So you guys are ushered onto a tiny little ferry. The female, it's like a little gondola, is pushing you guys through to that little side of the entrance. Okay. And so you guys are on this little sea. This is kind of their level defense. I will tell you, as the gates open, you guys see that mostly everything is like crystal clear white, like cerulean. It's like or like quartz, and you see like very light blues and teals, and like most of the city itself is like gorgeous. Like the Tidox, I think this is gonna be probably the most important for you. So the architecture of this place is immaculate. Like that there's trusses, there's like aqueducts that are flowing through the city. There's like all these fancy buildings and doors, and it's for a lot of you guys, it's probably very jarring. Elysium is a beautiful country too. Elysium's fairly new in comparison to Andra. Imagine like there are some like older parts of like Andra. We'll get to them at some point too, but this is like newer real estate. Very like modern, and also just like gorgeous. And you do see that there's a lot of like construction happening. And as you get inside, again, the biggest thing that you notice is that like pretty much everything that you've seen is like only women. Like all of the people here, especially in the inner gates. When I said like you saw children, that you saw them were boys and men. This is like babies, like toddlers maybe are like the only ones that see are actual like boys or men. Like looks like anybody from the age of like 6 and up is like females.
Darknell's unimpressed by the entire thing because he's just reading in his journal. He's just like, he just like kind of scoffs.
Good.
Show is slack jawed. He's like looking around. He's like never seen anything like this. Actually, I feel like there's a good chance Show would just like wander off and get lost, right? It's like a bit huge city. He just probably is gonna like
yeah.
lose his track.
Can you roll a d6 for me?
D6. 2.
You take 2 points of psychic damage at just the sheer awe factor of this.
The culture shock.
My brain is going through it.
Your brain trying to compute everything that is like all the sights, all the things like the fountains, the like buildings themselves. Like how could a building be this like big? How is it even possible that they make buildings this big? I've never even seen it. The blindingness of the light, especially too, like of the moon. It's because again, it's dark, right? And it's still so bright as you're walking through this place. It is so bright too as you're walking through this place. The moon is shining through this that you've forgotten that it's nighttime. That it's almost like, oh, I can see like everything around me. Normally at night you have to like go into this like, oh, like some people have night vision or dark vision and stuff. Like this place itself is just like, when I say bright, it's bright in just a bunch of weird. It illuminates throughout the entirety of your vision. So it truthfully fucks your brain, to be honest.
See, it's built so perfectly well that it actually captures the moonlight and reflects it off
Exactly.
to create. Yeah.
Yeah, you get it.
I'm
Yeah,
picking up
you
and putting
get
down.
Like, and I would say the thing is, you like begin to notice there's like no, like most big cities, especially like Elysium, there's like dirt and trash on the ground. Like, there's horses that have like, taken shits as they're like going and
They've
stuff. And it's
discovered
just like,
plastic here.
it's like, it just feels like you guys like, and at least like in comparison to Elysium, especially, you're like, oh, Elysium's like put together, but there's like dirt and stuff around it. But that's just kind of like our kingdom. That's what it is. This place is like pristine. Like the water is going around the sides, like they're just collecting all the dirt. Like, it looks as though there's like has never even seen, like, if you drop food on the ground, you could eat the food. Like, even as I'm describing this in like such an extreme way, it's not even doing the place justice. At how like, and I would say, I mean, like, I don't want to tell you, it's kind of weird how perfect it is.
Yeah.
As you're walking
I mean,
through.
it's all women, right? So it fucking better be. I don't see. Sorry, YouTube. I couldn't resist. You spent 4 minutes telling us how pretty this is. Couldn't help it. What do we see like in like is it houses? Is it like apartments? Is it buildings that you can like shop in? Are there anything like we see people, or we just see architecture in like a ghost town of cleanliness? Like Mr. Clean just all over this place.
Both. This town has way less people in it than you would imagine would fit into this place. So that's the first big thing that you notice about it. And then the second thing that you notice is that, like, yeah, I mean, there are towns or shops or things, but like the people themselves, it's just weird how empty it is because it's so fucking big and perfect. Like, you would expect there to be like millions, if not thousands, of people, but it really looks like people have just lived here for way too long and have just gotten bored. Like, it's almost that kind of vibe of like, I'm not like focused on like having kids and like breathing. Like, there's a ton of elves here, but like way less than should be here. But there are towns, there's city. I mean, like, it's not houses by any means, like stretched out, but they're like apartments, like taverns. I mean, I think the biggest thing you notice for sure is that catches your eye is like in the center of where you're like kind of walking is like a big tavern. Um, that's probably like the number one thing that like feels somewhat kind of normal. There's a couple other places that you can check out, but that's the biggest one you notice.
Well,
Because I think Tydox is like trying to draw and like take note of all of these cool things, like the way they make their angles and what they're using in their architecture. So he's
everything is.
I noticed Tydox is like we're trying to draw all this stuff, so I rip out a page of my journal. It's like a completely full drawing of this place, and I just hand it to him. Here you go, man.
This is. I didn't know you could do this.
I drew it years ago.
Oh, wait, you.
Hey, start reading from my reading. Just you're welcome. As I keep reading through my journal.
All right.
Show's probably like, well, getting pretty. Well, is it dark? I feel like we've been awake for a long time, but it's like my eyeballs are kind of like, whoa. Maybe it's time for us to sleep though. Maybe we should head on over to this tavern. What y'all thinking?
As long as there's mead. as I keep
Place
flipping through
right down
pages.
the road. It's a good place to rest for the night.
Be good to get some information.
Okay. So you guys head into this tavern. In like again, it's gonna sound like a broken record. Every patron is female. It's all elves.
Slammered.
Okay. Um, the bartender is a female elf, and everybody turns and looks at you as you walk into it, and then they immediately go back to what they were doing. But you felt the entire place look at you as you walked in, and then they all turn back to what they were doing. Now, there's a few open seats where you guys are at, but
I just ignored everything, just walked straight to the first open table, sat down, kicked my feet up, and just kept reading my journal.
okay.
Well, I do not believe that's very good table manners. But, Raven, would you mind talking to the barkeep and seeing if we can get some information?
Yeah, I'll see what I can find out.
Figure you probably have the best chance of any of us with the Elvish.
I'm gonna
does-
walk up to the bar, and so I'll go to the barkeep. And be like, hey barkeep, can we get some drinks from my friends over there? And then, are you busy? Do you need some help running the place?
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm we're just coming in to rest for the night. I
Of all
need to make some
places.
extra cash, so if you need help, I've been bartending for a while now.
She like stares like. Roll an insight for me.
Okay. What's 21?
Dang. Nice.
You see this elven bartender basically like shook to her core at seeing it like a male. And when she says, "What are you doing here?" She's not meaning the party. She's meaning you specifically. Like, it is almost like not appalled that you're here, but is like can hardly even fathom the idea that like a man is here, you know, like you don't. I want to say with the 21, I'm not gonna say that you feel like unwelcomed. It's just that like you also feel like, but you do at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I can't really describe it. Like outside of like, you definitely feel like you're not supposed to be here. But she's not looking at you in like a hostile way. But she's completely stopped, and you begin to feel that every patron has looked specifically or is starting to like give you glances. And then they also, because this is all what you feel, but you also see that they begin to do the same to Dark Null.
Is something wrong, lass? See, the vibe seems off.
Fact check.
We weren't expecting you. Why aren't you at war?
Well, I'm kind of fighting my own war here. My sister's off at war, but
Yes, sister. You sent a lady. She like spits at the ground next to you.
Equality.
How dare you?
I mean, it wasn't
I
my
would
fault.
not-
My dad's the general.
Who's your dad?
Well, he's frantically looks up my dad's name. Francis Falcor.
The Francis Falco?
In the flesh.
What?
Well, his son in the flesh, but
I thought he left after the last war.
well, I guess it depends which war you're fighting. I know there's a lot of them.
The most recent one has taken quite a toll on our males. Say, what are you doing later this evening?
Well, hoping to get some brew and a place to lie down. So if you can help us with that, that's what we're doing.
I can arrange that for sure.
Freakiest night since Ranman.
You and she
Sorry, you two.
she points to
Must
the
preserve the species.
she nods over to Darknall and she says, "And bring him as well."
Well, I see if he's up for it. He's been a bit of a quiet one today, not out of character, but
I can do a lot with quiet. I don't need you to talk. Just there.
well, how about we see the deal with the round of beers for my table?
Of course. And we'll have them out to you. And then you see, you go back to your table and you just see that like another elven like waitress of sorts comes by and very provocatively, bumps into you a little bit. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no worries.
These are for you, courtesy of the house.
Well, thank you, lass.
All right. You guys drink them. She gives enough rounds for all of you.
For everybody?
Free round for everyone.
Elizabeth is also kind of like weirded out too. There's a drink for everybody except for Elizabeth. So she's like weirded out a little bit.
Noticing, since I'm probably sitting right next to Elizabeth, noticing that she didn't get a drink, I'd say, bartender, can we get one for her?
She's not welcome here. And she just turns around and leaves. And Elizabeth's like, I knew this would happen.
As I'm reading through my journal, I kind of see that like off the corner of my eye, so I just slide my mead over to her. I didn't even take a sip from it, so I'm just gonna slide it over to her. It's like, here, and I just go back to my thing, keep reading.
Perfect. Show, what were you gonna say?
In Elvish or in Common?
She would have said that in Elvish.
No, that show wouldn't.
Did Ert understand it?
Yeah,
Ert
I
speaks
speak
Elvish.
Elvish.
Does Ert speaks Elvish?
I speak 4 languages.
Dang.
He speaks Elvish, but he can't hit the enemy in a fight. That's crazy.
Most of, I will be honest, for just the remainder of your time here in Andariel, most people are going to be speaking in Elvish. Unless I specifically say in common, they say to you.
Okay.
Most of the people, it's just like second nature to them that they speak in Elvish at you. Until you're like talking, and then they might be like, oh, yeah, it's common,
So Raven, what the barkeep say?
Uh,
Besides the free drinks, which are nice.
I guess I'll find out tonight. They've figured out arrangements for us to sleep. So,
if you got one swinging, it basically means we're not welcomed here.
Speaking of Darnell, they also wanted to talk to you, so might be up to both of us to get some information.
Well, so interesting, I guess. Late night meeting. I don't know about that.
I don't question it when the drinks are pouring.
Yeah, it's just weird how they're so hostile and now they're so nice. It seems kind of strange, I guess.
Yeah, well, they probably don't get too many parties with a dragon and a gnome and that guy with the robes. They probably don't get a lot of robe guys here at all.
They don't get a robe guys. No robes here. Not a single robe store in this millennia years old city.
All right. So, do you guys? I mean, you can role play you guys talking and going through some things, or we can skip to the night. Basically, the vibes are. It's weird. It's a weird place. you're. I'm just gonna be honest. Weird. Feels weird the whole time. You guys kind of feel uncomfortable. Um, Elizabeth also is like, "Hey, I wouldn't drink those," you know.
I wasn't planning on.
Yeah, and so she's like, she wasn't like upset that she didn't go in. She was kind of like upset because like this. She's like, "Be careful. I also weird."
Hmm.
What do you think's weird about
Wait.
it?
Um, did she propose anything to you?
I mean, she said she wanted to meet with me tonight to discuss a few things, maybe get some information from her.
Well, if you're into that sort of thing, I guess. Isn't it weird that there's only girls? Have you not thought about that?
Well, I mean, she said something about a war. Not uncommon for men to go out to war.
But all men.
Short on soldiers, for all I know. I'd stay out of my father's business as much as stay out of the country's.
I couldn't help over here. Your father is Francis Falcon?
That's true. The one and only.
But it's weird that we've only seen girls outside of the two guards at the beginning.
You think something fishy's going on?
I could say it's been a while. It's been a few hundred years since I've been here myself. It just doesn't seem right to be treated as such.
Well, Cap, you think you think we should come up with a plan?
Oh. And Show's just like, what on earth? He's like, I don't really know about this. I don't know if we should be meeting strange ladies in their rooms. Let's just go get our own rooms, I think. Keep your doors locked. I'm afraid you might have just entered in maybe one of your Captain Jacques situations, if you know what I mean.
Very little benefit.
Yeah, so I think Show would just try to go.
Analyzing the drink.
Yeah, Show was like about to take a drink and then he like kind of like is sniffing at it and he's like, better listen to Elizabeth on this one. Show, I think he's like, well, you guys want to stay here or do we want to take our like chances outside and just go on ahead?
I will remind you guys that you guys haven't had a proper sleep in days.
Yeah.
You know?
I've been refreshed.
Yeah, you have not been. you probably have had the worst sleep.
You said with the spell and whatever this little weave thing she did, I'm
You
good.
don't feel hungover, is what I said. And your brain, your thoughts have been rewritten. However, you still slept in a box for like 2 days. You know.
Hey, I love the sea life. That's all you need.
Well, back home, if we needed to, be safe, we could all just sleep in one room together.
Yeah, I think that might be the best bet. Or get a couple rooms and split up between a couple of us.
Not that it's any input, everybody cares. One piece of my journal in here says, always sleep with the door locked, always stay together. For this specific area. But that's my 2 cents. I'm gonna keep reading now.
A very specific book. I would try to read it, but we all know that.
You can't read.
Yep, as we know.
There are some very well drawn pictures in there. That
Ooh.
The city was very, very detailed. I think Tydox is still trying to investigate the drink since Elizabeth told us not to drink it.
Yeah, give me an investigation roll.
An investigation roll? Okay. I was trying to see what 19, what role would be best with chemistry? I don't fucking know.
No, there's not. I mean, there's not really. I mean, as you're staring into it, you notice.
Yeah.
You know.
I would also try to like the cup and everything. Like he's trying to
Yeah.
take notes of this place. So this is going down as like, the
You
culture.
notice that elven drinks are really fancy and they're strong for like non-elves. And it affects them differently than it would an elf. However, as you're kind of like looking at your drink and you're kind of looking at like other people's drinks, kind of like compare the two, you definitely notice Darknull and Raven's drinks are like the drink that Darknull slid over to Elizabeth. You notice that those two drinks specifically are like something's weird about them. With a 19, you definitely you can see like faint bubbles in them, and you know, it is like a beer, or like they don't really have beer, so it'd be like a mead.
A mead.
Yeah. So, but the elven mead, especially for those two, like they do have bubbles, but it's like those two specifically have like it just you can, as you're like looking over at it, like feels different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like those two specifically had some sort of thing, may or may not have been put inside it.
Interesting. I am. Yeah, these probably for the best that we didn't drink these, especially it appears to be the two elven bloods, because these are definitely different in not a good way.
I try to smell if I can try to determine what it is from the smell. Or get an idea.
It is some sort of like. Oh, give me a nature check, actually.
Okay.
See how well your
16.
senses are. 16. With a 16, your nature, you notice, you're like, oh, okay. You're smelling, it smells like, you know, honey. You know, there's like, you're like, oh, like that smells kind of normal. But then you get this like weird, like, thing that is, it smells really bitter. And it is some sort of like, you can you can't see the flower, but you can, you know, as you're like smelling it, you can smell the hint of some sort of like flower that is basically would cause the user who drinks from this flower, like the petal, to be completely immobilized.
Cheeky move there. Would I be able to use purify food and drink?
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
cleanse the. Okay, so.
And you can do it to all the drinks.
Okay.
Wait,
Would I just
And
use?
I steal Elizabeth's and throw that thing in a little beaker. I'm taking it. Seems like a handy thing to have. So Tanox is like,
To be
would
fair,
I just use one spell slot to cure all the drinks?
To be fair, though, Tinox, you wouldn't, because Raven just was smelling that. Unless you said it out loud, you would have no idea the properties in which that drink would do.
no, but Tinox would have taken it. A little bit of just Darknulls, like not enough, not the full drink, but I'm like, why the fuck would they do that to them? Let's see. So,
if that's allowed.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you can speak Elvish. Go up there and get us a couple rooms, okay? I don't want either of the two elf boys to be going out and about.
And then Captain Erd's gonna walk up. Give us 3 rooms, please.
The scaly one talks. 3 rooms, you said. For you, 100 gold apiece.
Did you say 100 gold apiece?
Aye, of course, for your kind.
What do you mean your kind?
You are larger than most. Our rooms are made for elves.
What about everybody else? They're not larger.
Aye, but they have to accommodate with the old breath.
Then what about without me?
Free for those elves. The rest of them, we'll say 50 gold.
And then Captain Mert is like visibly kind of annoyed and pissed off. He's like, okay, we're gonna play this game. And I was like, or we can do this. You're gonna give us these rooms. 10 gold each. He's actually trying to intimidate. He's like, either you're gonna give us these for as a reasonable price. I don't know. What's a reasonable price? Is 10 gold is too much, or I don't know what a reasonable price is.
10 gold.
Do we have any gold?
Yeah.
We got 50
Yes,
for
we do.
now.
Oh, good. I was like, I
And
didn't
in my
got shit.
pockets, I have
Yeah.
gold that I stole from the other ship. Well, they didn't steal, but they said I could take it. So I have an unamounted
least-
change of gold.
But
At
we do
least
have
50.
yeah. I would say, but I'm gonna say 10 gold. I feel
Definitely
like
don't have
reasonable.
100, I'll tell you that.
Well, I have 39 gold.
Or like
on me,
500.
But,
'Kay.
But I was like,
Sorry.
so you're gonna
In
give
this
us-
world, five gold pieces is like a day's work. So if that helps you with pricing, so she's like gouging the prices,
yeah,
especially
insanely.
for you guys. That's the whole
Yeah.
point of that conversation.
So I think yeah, I think I was trying to say 10. I think reasonable for it would technically be 30 gold.
Roll an intimidation.
And then yeah, I guess I'll play that out. Where is my? Let's see got 11 on there.
11 on the dice.
11 on the dice.
So 17.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So 17. She is not intimidated. I'll tell you that.
What?
But is it in the sense of like she's not afraid of you, but she does respect like the flaring of your nostrils, like the size of you. So she's not like backing down, but she's not pushing you over, if that makes sense. She's not like fully going. So you see her.
Okay, I get it. So she's not scared, but she's like, okay, he's kind of not messing around, but
Yeah, he's
right,
not
like
messing
that.
around. I'll tell you what, 20 gold pieces per, and you sleep outside with the dogs.
And then I was like, I was actually planning on staying outside, so I was like, here's what we're gonna do. Is it? You said 20 gold a piece is what they're doing?
Yeah, and again, the elves get free, so you would only really need one or one more room, basically.
So I guess only
unless Jared would want to sleep, so it'd really be just 20 gold pieces.
just 20
Unless
gold
Jared
pieces.
wants his own room, then it would be like 2.
I mean, how much money does Jared have at this point?
Jared has a lot of money. I'll tell you that.
It's not the point though, Jared. It's the principle.
The rest of you guys don't have more than 100 gold pieces. Jared comfortably could afford 100 gold pieces and still have some more.
Still get room service.
Yeah.
Hey, Jared might get his own room.
And then at this point, she said 20. I was like, I'll lean back in one more time and then say, you get 15 and I'll stay outside.
As long as I don't have to hear you anymore. 15 it is.
God.
And then I'd go over to Dark and I'll pay the woman.
I ain't paying shit.
I have the money, and I shows like, so what's the deal?
It's 15 gold for, and then I would explain. I guess technically it's 15 gold for a show.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can all get your own rooms if you want, but it is 15 gold pieces per whoever show, Jared, Tie Dogs.
Technically, they'd be rooming up together.
Yeah, if you guys want to do one room together or 3 separate rooms for those 3, that's it.
Or Captain, we get enough rooms individually for each of us, but then we bunk up in a couple rooms. Give them less.
We're all together
more
at this point,
things
right?
to guess at about where we are.
we're all together right now.
Yeah.
As I'm reading the book and I'm overhearing these conversations, and I'm not becoming annoyed, but I'm just like over it. I'm just like, or we abuse the 2 free rooms from the elves, and we all just sleep in the 2 free rooms.
Will they allow that? Will they know?
But then,
Not if we sneak in.
We just need
but then
the
they would for sure
keys.
know which rooms we are in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we have strength in numbers, and we can just do a watch.
Yeah. Regardless, I'm just have to stay outside probably.
We'll sneak you in through the window.
Yeah. I ain't sneaking anywhere. I got a disadvantage on.
Yeah, right.
Look, I got the price down. What you guys do is on you. I'm going outside.
Get 2 rooms. We're gonna get 2 rooms. We're paying for them. We're not gonna have anything free from these people. I can tell these ain't people we want to owe a favor to. So, get 2 rooms. Y'all are gonna need to bunk up though. We don't want any stragglers together, and I'll go outside and sleep outside with Captain unless we can think you can bust us in somehow. But I don't think any of us should be alone.
But
If we do that, we might as well negotiate rooms that where you two are outside of our window.
I don't know if they're gonna let us get into that much detail.
The
Request
rooms are also they're upstairs. I mean, so like you could definitely be outside the windows, but like it'd be like a 2 or 3. I mean, again, like I described the places before. Like
Do
every
they have balconies?
It's huge.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like these buildings are huge, though. So like, if I go into like a hotel and the bar is at the bottom, floor.
Vegas style.
Also, at this point, I have definitely, after purifying the drink, have drank it. And I've informed everyone that their drinks should be safe. I don't know if anyone else chooses to drink it, but I'm thirsty.
Raven's laying right here.
Jared can conjure up drinks.
You also
I can
see
do water. I can't do drinks.
Hey, quench the thirst, big dog.
Raven, you notice when you drink the thing, the bartender smiles.
I give a little, like, just back at her.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
So do we go to bed?
Yeah. So do you guys go to bed? Do you guys stay
The
up
only-
and drink?
I'd probably go outside because I'm annoyed and
I
frustrated.
still think we need to set up a watch.
But the only thing I would say is reach over to Show, or probably just Show specifically. Like, Show, don't worry about me, I'll be fine. But if you want to get some actual good sleep, go upstairs and just watch over.
Yeah.
everyone else.
Elizabeth goes, if you're going outside, I don't feel safe staying here, so I will go outside with you.
All right. I don't think we should split up, or I don't think and me should leave y'all alone. So I'll stay inside the hotel, and Elizabeth go outside the hotel, so you have somebody watching your back. And Show's like turns to Jared, and he's like, "And you, Mister, you're not having your own room tonight. You're gonna have to suck it up."
But oh,
I'll let you have the bed. I'll sleep on the floor, but not gonna have you just get in your own room. You can have your house slippers and everything. It'll be wonderful.
okay.
Hey, question to the group. I can say I'm staying in my own room, just so we can use that room as bait while we all stay together. Just food for thought.
I mean,
Or an idea.
I don't know if we really know anything's gonna happen besides it's just kind of like.
I don't trust anyone here, especially after reading this.
Especially after reading my own handwriting. I can tell you,
read my
fairly
own
certain
handwriting.
some shit went down. That's funny.
Well, how shall we split? I guess.
Tinkerer, you can stay with me.
Thank you. Let's. Anyone else?
I guess I'll go with you guys.
She'll claps Jared on the back and
Clint?
says, "Come on." Let's head upstairs.
Okay.
Sulking, you just his nice fancy loafers.
All right, so room 1 is.
Wait, before we
Mitch,
split, Jared, let me get some water.
He goes,
Oh my god. I mean, I guess we're about to rest assured, but it's like a level 3 spell slot.
oh, for water?
Oh,
That's
no,
crazy.
no,
What is
no,
it?
no.
What is it? Yeah, it's a level because I can't do just a little bit. It creates a bunch. It creates
Will we
45
also
pounds
get
of food
food in
in
that
30
deal?
gallons.
Can you
Oh!
use it so we can get food and water so we can at least have like a full belly?
Yeah, it creates 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of fresh water.
That's a feast, dude. Holy crap.
Bro, we can eat
In
good before
containers.
going to bed. That's all I'm saying.
You're
It
catering.
only lasts
to
24 hours. The food goes bad after like 24
That's up to y'all,
hours.
but if we're gonna sleep, we might as well eat and sleep.
Ert's already outside at this point.
And if that's the kind of if this is gonna count as a rest, won't he get it back after the long rest?
I
Yeah,
don't know what happens right
We
which
are
is
in
why
a
I'm fine.
potentially hostile environment. But yeah, yes, he would get it back.
I'm
if
just
he
saying,
could
as long as he
get it back.
sleeps, we don't lose anything. We only gain.
Fair.
Yeah, but we
Yep.
don't know if he gets to sleep is the problem.
Let's do it. Send it. I mean, do what you want.
All
All right, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna turn down food.
right.
There we
Food
go.
and water.
We certainly can't trust
Yeah.
the food from this bar.
And then we split the food and water across our rooms.
I'll cast create food and water.
All right. So you cast create food in water.
Right, it's like, hey, Tydox, give me that box you've put in the bag so we can carry this food.
A box.
Pull the box out.
It comes containerized. It doesn't just spawn on the floor. Otherwise, we'd have a big old puddle.
Just chili on the floor and shit.
Chili and water just all over the floor.
I love it. I love it. So you guys, you create food. You have this nice little party, and then you guys go to sleep. Remind me, who's in which room?
So Tydox and the elves in one, and then Show.
Yeah.
And,
Which I don't know. That might
Yeah.
be.
Jared.
Oh, perfect. And then was there a third room? Did I miss that or no?
No.
I
Yeah,
think there's just
just
2 rooms, and then
Just two.
Ert and
Or
Elizabeth outside. Right.
She'll talk me out of
By
it.
the way, I'm not sleeping with the dogs. I found a nice place where we can actually like buy a tree or something.
Perfect. Yep.
Tree.
I don't think you're sleeping, to be completely honest. But whatever.
Perfect.
You do.
So-
Honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna be sleeping either. But we'll
I know.
figure this out.
It's a short rest, you know.
Tydox and the elves, and we have Show and Jared, and then we have Elizabeth and Ert go to sleep. All right.
I don't know if this, because my plan was, because I'm outside and Elizabeth happened, I was just gonna go by myself and snooze. But since Elizabeth is with me, I'm probably gonna. I'm not gonna like have a long rest. It would be like maybe
Like cardio.
because you know you can take naps, but just kind of like wake up, but nothing.
Mhm.
It wouldn't be like a long rest. I don't. For me.
Okay. So you spend most of your days staying awake. It's good.
Keeping watch.
In the middle of you guys sleeping, okay. Ert, go ahead and roll me a perception.
Yeah, because if I didn't have Elizabeth, for sure. But since I got this chick, I gotta watch over. 8.
Perfect. So
Perception
you
is
guys
right.
begin to go to sleep. Ert, you try to nod off, or like do a little short nap or try to stay awake, but the toll of your adventure unfortunately takes a hold of you. You begin to sleep, the best sleep you've ever felt, way too much. That you miss this. You wake up and Elizabeth is gone. Okay. And the other thing that happens before we cut, Tydox and the 2 elves who are there, you guys wake up to bags getting put over your head and getting dragged out of this thing. And we'll see you guys next week. So thank you guys for joining us. Can't wait for what's going to happen as we find out where Elizabeth, our elves, and now Tydox are going. See you guys, everybody. Have fun.
I'm burning this place to the ground.
That's bullshit. We set up a watch.